Yo, what is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Great day to be great. August 3rd. I'm going to have a great stream today. We are going to be doing a underdog draft, and then we are going to be if there's not a Spider-Man hat, I'm going to be disappointed. No, I don't have any Spider-Man outfits. I should just come on one time in the full costume. I always do a costume for Halloween. A couple years ago, I was Steve from Blue's Clues. Last year I was a beekeeper. It's 3 a.m., my man. It is 9 p.m. Where do you live? That's 3 a.m. What's up, Force? How you doing, man? All right, so we're going to do an underdog draft, and then we are going to be doing a sleeper draft with all of you guys. And by all of you guys, I mean 11 of you guys, right? Because not every single one of you guys can get into every single mock draft. And one of these days, we do have to do a 10-team mock draft. What's up, Nick? How you doing, man? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? You sound like you just woke up. No, I'm just being a little bit quiet because my wife's sleeping and I don't want to fucking get all animated, start screaming, and she wakes up and then she's like, "What kind of an asshole this guy is?" You know. Mike Evans, Paisan, do it up. What's up, Chuck? How you doing, man? How you doing, man? Mike Evans is hurt. Is hurt, guys. Who told Mike Evans or Olave? Who could have told you that Mike Evans would get hurt? Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like Mike Evans' career is over because he got hurt, right? But man, oh man, I was telling you guys, I'm nervous about Mike Evans. He's old as hell, and I'm not going to victory lap an injury because that's just not the kind of person I am. But he is hurt. He could easily be back pretty soon, so it's not over for Mike Evans, but obviously kind of worrisome in my opinion. What's up, Skilly? How you doing, man? Charge will win the AFC West. I like that. What happened to Evans? Here, we'll pull it up on screen. I will pull it up on screen. Mike Evans. There was a bunch of fake reports about how Mike Evans was hurt, but then he was actually hurt because Adam Schefter tweeted it. So we'll pull it up, share the screen so you guys can read it yourself. Mike Evans is not practicing today due to a quad strain. So obviously a quad strain doesn't mean that his season is over or anything like that. So it's not DEFCON mode where you should be panicking. You should be, it's all over, but it's kind of nerve wracking in my opinion. Like if you are already nervous about Mike Evans based on age, if you're already nervous based on the fact that he's, been injured in the past, it's kind of scary. Do I drink alcohol? Yes. I don't drink all the time, if I'm being honest with you, but probably have like a couple drinks a month. What happened to Evans? Oh, yeah. 49ers wide receiver. He's not a practice due to the quad strain. The 49ers are falling apart. Yeah, the 49ers are unlucky. They're very unlucky. 49ers keep CMC in a wheelchair, that electric thing outside the stadium. I think CMC did one of those like some sort of ritual, like maybe sacrificed a goat or something so that he could stay healthy and everyone else gets hurt. Broncos are winning the AFC West. Fair take. How do we get into the sleeper mock draft? I'm going to send the link in the chat when it is time to do the sleeper mock draft. But first, we are going to do an underdog draft because I need to do these things. I need to get these done. And, most of the time I'm sitting at my computer. I'm working on videos, so I don't have as much time to sit here and rip off a bunch of drafts. Not even the 49ers coaching staff can stay healthy. Facts. Kyle Shanahan got into a car crash. I'm glad he's okay. Glad the other person is okay. I didn't fully look into the scenario, so I don't know what ended up causing that car accident, but glad he's okay. Go Broncos. Go Broncos. Stribling incoming or what? I mean, I do think Stribling definitely has some value. I wouldn't say like go out and just draft Stribling in the 10th round now because Debo's there too. And again, Mike Evans having a quad strain doesn't mean that his season's over, right? We're far from that. Now he's older, so based on what I know about how fantasy football injuries work, since he's older, it will take him longer to come back. And it's more likely for him to get re-injured, but it's not over just yet for him. Brandon Ayuk season. Yeah, Brandon Ayuk is chomping at the bit to see it. Dress up as an evil electrical substation problem. That's a good idea. I got second overall pick of my 12-team PPR. How crazy am I for wanting Jamar Chase at the second pick? I mean, personally, I'm taking Bijan or Gibbs, but if you want Jamar, go ahead and do that. All right, so we're going to do a draft over on Underdog. If you guys are brand new to Underdog, you've never played, if you play $5 using promo code Notorious, you'll get $50 in bonus entries. Plus, you'll get my draft guide sent to your email. The draft guide will be up shortly, whether that's tonight or tomorrow. Again, the only issue with it is that the bye weeks are messed up, but I think my friend is going to end up fixing that. So we're going to be good to go. So if you sign up and you're new, promo code Notorious, you get the gimme pick plus play $5, you get $50 in bonus entries using promo code Notorious. or by clicking on the link in the video description or by the link that's in the chat sometimes. Opinions on the Dolphins regarding Malik and Devin. I'll talk about him in half a second. Let's go ahead and join BBM. We are going to try to win $2 million here live on stream. Obviously, if this does end up working, then we'll watch back this stream a million times because he was the one that made me win. My opinions on Devon Achane are I think Devon Achane is still really good regardless of how rough the Dolphins offense might look. They paid him for a reason. I think the defense is better than people give him credit for, so they'll be able to run the ball. Malik Willis, I like in fantasy if you're talking about like a super deep league or super flex option, but he's not a guy that I would draft in like a normal redraft league unless you're looking to draft like a backup. Are you falling for the Packers hype train again? I fall for the Packers hype train all the time. Pack 4 fan is in this draft. Very interesting. There's a Packers fan in here, but yeah, I always fall for the Packers hype train. I believe in LaFleur. I know a lot of you guys don't. A lot of Packers fans especially don't believe in LaFleur, but I do. I still believe in LaFleur. I'm going to put my phone down. I don't know if it's causing any like frequency with the mic, but just want to make sure that that doesn't happen. But yeah, I'm big on the Packers this year. I've been drafting a lot of Christian Watson, a lot of Josh Jacobs, and in best ball, I like Jordan Love, but in redraft, I don't really think you need to be drafting Jordan Love. You're in at the 7 hole. What's up, Mr. Grimmy? What's up? What's up? What's up, T Money? What's up, Chuckleberry Head, man? Hey, Nick. So it turns out I'm picking second in my draft. So what is the plan after the first round just based on value? Yeah, so to me, at number 1 and number 2, you should be getting either Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs, knowing you're at number 2. Most of the time, I think you're going to be getting Bijan because a lot of websites have Gibbs ranked number 1, but it does kind of depend which website you're on. See here on Underdog, Gibbs goes first, then Bijan. After that, to be honest with you, I find the best value normally coming back to you at pick 23 is going to be a receiver. Now, obviously, if you're like a big fan of Kenneth Walker or like Jeremiah Love, sometimes they're available at pick 23. So if you really like those guys, then I'm fine going double running back off the jump street. But I'd prefer to go B-Rob, follow that up with, Rashee Rice or Malik Neighbors, whoever you like, receiver there. And then at pick 26, if you're feeling running back, you can go with either Josh Jacobs or Javonte Williams. If you're not feeling running back, you can just get another wide receiver, and you can sometimes end up with a stack of Malik Neighbors as well as Rashee Rice on the same team. And with Bijan Robinson, that just feels like such an amazing start. So Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Christian McCaffrey through the first 7 picks of the draft. What would be the best start for a 10-man, full PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex down? That kind of a league, you want to be targeting quarterback and tight end early or 1 early. Now, I wouldn't reach up in the first round to take like Josh Allen, right? I think that's a little bit crazy, but I would still be looking to get one of the elite quarterbacks or tight ends early. So we're up on the clock here. We don't really have much CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb's on the cover of this, so we'll go with CeeDee Lamb this time. I do like CeeDee Lamb this year. I definitely think he's going to bounce back. I want pieces of the Dallas Cowboys offense, but if I'm being honest with you, I do almost deep down kind of prefer, Devon Achane or Chase Brown over CeeDee Lamb just because I just view the running back position this year as like I want to get them early on if possible, but I do think CeeDee Lamb's a fine pick there. Then we see Ashton Gentino, Marion Hampton, and we are going to go ahead here. We have so much Chase Brown, so much Devon Achane. So we are going to go with Saquon Barkley this time just to even things out here. And yeah, so the reason why you want a elite quarterback or an elite tight end in that scenario, 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah. So the reason why you want a quarterback or a tight end early in a 10-team league like that is because everyone's going to have great running backs. Everyone's going to have great wide receivers. And the biggest differentiator in that scenario would be having the elite quarterback, the elite tight end. You don't necessarily need both, but in that scenario, especially where you're not starting 3 receivers or 2 flexes, I think you almost need that. People need to pump the brakes on Jeremiah Love. He's going way too high. Seems like people are forgetting that Genty last season and Love is in just as bad of a situation, if not worse. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I should have mentioned since I'm pick 2 in a 10-man league, did practice draft, got Hampton in my second round pick, hopefully. Yeah, if that is possible, then yeah, I would love getting Hampton in the second round. I guess in a 10-team league, it is more possible, but I wouldn't say that's like super likely. The commissioner called. Yeah, that's who I was on the phone with. What are your thoughts on a 10th spot in a 12-man league? Did a few mocks and seen CD and sometimes even St. Brown fall to me. Anything after those two running backs or just go Jay Jettis? So to me, at the 10th pick, I really like starting my draft RB. If I'm being honest with you, especially if you can get James Cook. Obviously, if Amon-Ra St. Brown is there, I wouldn't even consider one of the running backs just because of how safe Amon-Ra is year in and year out, right? He's just always producing as this top 4 reliable wide receiver. So, in my opinion, if you are in the scenario where Amon-Ra falls to you at pick 10, you just have to take him. Otherwise, I would just double tap running back. And it's really just based all off of your genuine opinion on the running backs. Like, if you prefer Genty to Hampton, or if you prefer Saquon over those guys, or Kenneth Walker, Chase Brown, Devon Achane, it's really just kind of the pick of the litter. Jay Jettis, to me, I think he's going to have a good season. Like, let's be real. More than likely, Justin Jefferson will be very good. He always is very good. But deep down, I still kind of have just slight worries that what if Kyler, even though Kyler's better than JJ McCarthy, what if it just goes wrong? I'm not saying it's going to, but like to me, he probably has the most question marks on him going in the first round unanimously. And what I mean by that is like in a majority of your guys' home leagues, Justin Jefferson will be a first round pick, right? Achan could go in the second round of your draft, right? So I wouldn't say he's like a guaranteed first round pick, whereas I feel like Justin Jefferson kind of is guaranteed in the first round. Now, again, Justin Jefferson could easily smash. He's one of the best, if not the best receivers in the NFL. And Kyler's better than JJ McCarthy, so he should be fine, but it's hard not to be at least somewhat nervous, right? I think even the biggest Justin Jefferson truthers will tell you deep down they're a little bit nervous. Make sure you guys do hit that like button. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. So we started CD Saquon Barkley here. Knowing how these drafts go, I actually may be able to get a running back that I really like in the third round. I am so big on Javonte Williams this season. I only have 7% Javonte Williams right now, and I would like to get more. But it's mainly just because a lot of my picks have been more in the middle instead of towards the end. And when you are in the middle, you're kind of reaching if you were to pick Javonte there. So I do have Javonte ranked out of Breece Hall. I talked about that in my running back rankings video today. I know a lot of people really like Breece Hall, and I get it, but I am much bigger of a fan of Javonte Williams. I just feel like he's safer. And while Breece does have that ultimate like top 3, top 5 upside, and I just don't think Javonte Williams has it in him, I just think the Jets are going to let down Breece Hall once again. And you're kind of just going to be left holding the bag once again, where you thought you had it. This is finally the year. And then it just doesn't end up working out again. And it kind of sucks, right? Because basically anyone with eyes can see just how good Javonte is. And Jalen Waddle is just screaming up draft boards. Like, I don't think he's going to be a third round pick in your guys' home leagues, but he's probably going to settle as like an early fourth round pick. All right, so we're back up on the board. We got 2 guys on the Dallas Cowboys, which is optimal in this kind of a scenario. Best players available: T. Higgins, Tedrow McMillan, Travis Etienne. I'm not big on taking Josh Allen in the spot, so we'll just get some more T. Higgins. Again, I want players that are going to be on good offenses early on in fantasy drafts. Obviously, there are expectations. I'm not expectations, exemptions to that rule. But CD, the Dallas Cowboys, I expect they're going to be good at offense. You know, Javonte also on Dallas. The Eagles, I think, will bounce back with Saquon. And I think the Bengals will be a good offense. So we started off the draft avoiding offenses that would scare the shit out of me, right? I know I love Achane. And if I could start the draft like Grimmy here, who is in the stream, he went McCaffrey, he went Achane, he went Olave. I mean, that's just a start that would have me bricked up. In your home league draft, though, Achane's ADP, at least if you're drafting on Sleeper, seems to be more in like the 10 to the 15 spot. Henry going above Achane and Chase Brown, super interesting as well. Go with the triple RB start. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Yes, make sure you guys are in the Discord. The Discord has a lot of members. Everyone's always talking in there. It's a fun time. If you guys want to get in some fantasy leagues, they're paid. They're free leagues in there as well. You guys can join in. Woohoo! Let the heathens pour in. Yes, sir. Hey, what's up, Queen? How you doing? What do you think about Cam Scatterbo and Cortland Sutton? Cortland Sutton, to me, is kind of like one of those picks you make when you take a lot of risks early at the, receiver position. What I mean by that is like, maybe you don't trust Zay Flowers as much, right? Maybe you don't trust Ladd McConkey as much. So you draft Cortland Sutton as like an insurance policy. because Waddle's going to be the receiver one, but they throw the ball a ton. So Cortland Sutton's like a fine flex option. I don't think unless Waddle was to get hurt, which obviously anything is possible in the NFL, people get hurt all the time. But unless Waddle was to get hurt, I don't think Cortland Sutton has that like ultimate level upside to be able to finish as like a top 12 receiver. Like I don't think Waddle and Sutton together could both finish as top 12 receivers. You know what I'm saying? Scatterboo, I love Scatterboo. Obviously, there are injury risks with him. I'd be foolish to act like Cam Scatterboo is going to 100% stay healthy, right? You never know with any of these guys. He's a bit of a meathead, but I do think Cam Scatterboo has a lot of upside in the fourth round. Looked phenomenal last year. Clearly, the RB1, it's not like Tracy's going to snatch his chain, so I'm a big fan of Scatterboo as well. With the 105 and the run of running backs at the beginning of the second round scares me. Yeah, I mean, if you're at the 105, you're basically in a lot of leagues kind of iced out on running backs in the first two rounds, unless, you know, you really like Jeremiah Love or you really like Kenneth Walker, who sometimes falls back there. But I agree with you. At the 105, I take Christian McCaffrey. I'm not taking him on Robert JSN above him. But if you're scared of McCaffrey, then, I mean, your running backs are going to be pushed down because you simply, unless you're reaching, which you shouldn't do, you're probably going to end up with a lot of receiver starts from the 105 or receiver tight end if you like Bowers. While in the force of steal, fully agree. 325 in the Discord now. That's awesome. Again, I'd like to get 500 by the end of the season. I honestly think we're going to be able to get 500 in the Discord before the season even starts. I mean, I know that it's still early August. Like my video content pops off towards the middle to the end of the summer, and we're not even close to that yet. So I think we're going to be able to get 500 in there. When is the Flock League draft? The draft is August 15th. Basin did invite me to the draft. Sadly, I do have stuff at home that I got to do that I scheduled because I didn't get into the league, but I thought it was very nice of him to invite me, even though I didn't even make the top 10. So shout out to him for that. And yeah, I'm hoping that one of my boys, Danny or Corey, pull out the win this year in the Flock League. Or Rome, of course. I'm hoping Rome wins too. That'd be pretty sick. Saquon, Javonte, CD, T. Higgins. Man, I am starting to get real nervous about the fact that I banged the drum for BTJ with all of this hype I'm seeing about Parker Washington. Dude, every time, I don't know how many of you guys read all the beat reports that come out every single day, but every single beat report that you read and everything you hear from Liam Cohen is just him slobbing on the knob of Parker Washington. I'm not even kidding. Every single report is like Parker Washington is never coming off the field. He's never coming off the field. He's going to be out there all the time. You might be worried about BTJ's playing time. You might be worried about Travis Hunter. You might be worried about all these other guys. It's BTJ time. So I'm going to have to start moving up Parker Washington. I might have to move down BTJ. Now, this might be an overreaction. And I might look back at the end of the season and be like, why did you do that? Because we panic off of talk all the time, but sometimes the drum beat is so loud it's hard to ignore. It's like Luther Burden in Chicago. Every single time Ben Johnson speaks, he's talking about how great Luther Burden is. Every single time, guys. Every single time. So it's hard to ignore when the drum beat is that loud. Now, it could be wrong. Again, I'm not saying that I'm guaranteed to be right, and I do have a decent amount of BTJ, so maybe BTJ is the right answer, and I lucked out, but I'm getting a little bit nervous. So we started our team. I know it's harder to see because we have the chat. I'll remove the chat from the screen for a second. We have CD, Saquon, Javonte, T. Higgins, Christian Watson, Parker Washington. Again, I want to be drafting Parker Washington now because in underdog drafts, his ADP will move. And you're like, home leagues, ADP is so much slower to move. And what I mean by that is on underdog, the shit changes quick. If there's big hype on a guy, his ADP is going to start skyrocketing quickly. Whereas in your home league, it takes a couple of days. It might even take weeks for things to actually correct. So that's why I want to be getting Parker Washington now, because 2 days from now, if there's still the positive drum beat, you're going to be seeing Parker Washington potentially go in the 5th round and maybe even higher than that. What's up, Dab God? What do you think about Josh Jacobs versus Derrick Henry versus Nico Collins? I would prefer Derrick Henry. I just think Derrick Henry is kind of just inevitable. He's like Thanos, right? You just bet on him every year, and it always works. It always works. I know last year wasn't the best, but Lamar got hurt. You think Lamar will stay healthy? Is what I would think. I'd go Derrick Henry. What's up, Skilly? Then he waddled away, waddled away, waddle. Bum bum bum. I love that song. Should I trade Cam or keep him? I would trade him. Who should I trade him for? I would just hold Cam. I think Cam has a lot of value. Yeah, they said that Parker Washington's probably even going to do some of the field goal kicking. Dude, Dab God, you know what's funny? You just said that. Like, that wouldn't even surprise me if Liam Cohen or one of the beat reporters said that. Like, they might be talking about how Parker Washington's going to return, like, kicks. He's going to play quarterback. Like, they literally think this guy is the Swiss Army knife. I had the option to keep BTJ or JSN for the 7th round keeper last year. I chose BTJ. That's fair. I would have, listen, you might feel stupid now, but I would have chose BTJ too. Travis Hunter was such a wasted pick. It's too early to tell. Too early to tell. I mean, right now on paper, yes. Too early to tell though. Too early to tell. I would just draft T-Law instead of the wide receivers. That's fair. I think I said that the other day. I think it's like Caleb Williams, right? There's like all this debate about like, oh, do you want Rome? Do you want Luther Burden? Right? Maybe the answer is just draft Caleb Williams. You know, Emeka, Lad, or Zay in what order? I would go Emeka, Lad, Zay in that order, but Lad and Emeka are close. Zay is definitely third. I'll have Derrick Henry being like Thanos. That's hilarious. I mean, Derrick Henry is basically Thanos. I mean, that guy is built different. There is like a lot of, again, I say this all the time, but a lot of people love to just be like, oh, this is going to be the downfall of this player, right? This player that's amazing. He's going to fall off, right? Derrick Henry, every year, Derrick Henry's going to fall off. Christian McCaffrey, every year, Christian McCaffrey's going to get hurt. Christian McCaffrey's going to fall off. And then it just like never really happens, right? We got to get some redraft mocks in here. We'll be doing a redraft mock too. Don't you worry. Do you think BTJ will be good this year? Yes, but I'm starting to pump the brakes on being very strong on like, hey, BTJ is better than Parker Washington because I think based on just like the drum beat, and again, sometimes you follow the drum beat and it leads you to death. But I feel like we're hearing so much positivity about Parker Washington that is kind of starting to scare me. Now we could start off this draft and just go, let's do that. Let's see what the team looks like with Trevor and Dak on it. Now, obviously, if you're in a redraft league, don't draft 2 quarterbacks in back-to-back rounds unless you're in a super flex league. If you're drafting Dak, I wouldn't even draft the second quarterback, but in best ball, you have to. Saquon, Genty, or Henry. I'd prefer Saquon personally. I still like BTJ. He will get the Evans role, and Washington will get the Godwin slot role. They'll both eat. I mean, I also still like BTJ, but to me, I think I felt, a few weeks ago, like maybe this Parker Washington hype was just kind of bullshit. Because like we've bought into players before. Spock knows this. He's been playing fantasy for a long time, where a guy has like 4 good games to end the season. And then next year, you're like, you know what? He's going to do that again. And then inevitably, it just never happens. But this scenario, again, the drum beat is so loud for this guy. Like everyone and their mother loves Parker Washington. And yeah, we'll do a redraft mock after this. Thank you, that kid, Johnny. I appreciate you. Yeah, we will do a sleeper mock draft right after this. These drafts on Underdog don't take very long. We did not hop in it the second the stream started. Let's say we probably talked for 5 minutes beforehand, so it'll probably take, by the time 35 minutes into the stream, we'll probably be done with this, maybe even faster. And thank you for the super chat. It means a lot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you again, Johnny. And you and my friend both spell it, Johnny, the same exact way, which I did not know very many people spelled it that way. It's fun to consider wide receivers who might get traded mid-season for those later round picks. Last year, Jacoby Myers. Who this year? Jerry Jeudy. That would be my best guess. I like that order, Saquon, and then Genty, and then Henry, although most people are going to put Genty last still. Honestly, I think more casual, the average fan, I think that too. But a lot of these fantasy sites have Genty like in the first round. And thank you again, Johnny. I appreciate it. Do you think David Montgomery will do good in a PPR league? Yeah, I think he'll do fine. Like David Montgomery is kind of just like one of those picks where you draft him, you feel fine about it. He's your RB2, right? I don't really think we fast forward to the end of the season and Montgomery's like an RB1, but I think he's like a fine RB2 every week. I do, but the general consensus team to fade Montgomery and PPR still. Yeah, I mean, Montgomery's going in the 4th or the 5th round, the 6th round. Yeah, he does not catch a lot of passes. I agree with you, but he's still going to get heavy usage in this offense. And if the offense is just slightly better than last year, like we've seen Mixon produce in this Texans offense, Tank Dell's now back. They have Jaden Higgins. Like it's kind of just all on the shoulders of CJ Stroud. Can CJ Stroud figure it out or not? London or AJ Brown? I prefer London, but I have them back to back in my rankings. It's kind of like, if you're like, I'd prefer AJ Brown, that's fine with me. I like both of them a ton this season. I think technically safer, if you wanted to be as safe as possible, you go AJ Brown. Parker Washington and Michael Wilson getting a mecha type of hype this camp so far. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest with you. Like, I know that none of us really are big Marvin Harrison Jr. guys, but to me, it does seem like there kind of is a drumbeat on Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, there is some positive news on him, and we're kind of just ignoring it, right? like, I know all the like if you're just on Twitter looking at stuff, there's a lot of negativity on Marv when he does bad, but there's not a lot of positivity when he does good, right? Like if you see like these good clips where he actually looks good, no one talks about it, right? But when he shits the bed, everyone is talking about it. So that's just kind of my thought on things. I don't know if we want to go Matthew Golden or Wandale here. We have a lot of Wandale. Matthew Golden seems very boom or bust, but I have read reports that it does seem like the Packers want to get him involved. And we do have a Packers stack. We're not drafting Jordan Love, though, because we already have Dak and Trevor Lawrence. I guess we could have waited for Jordan Love, but that's fine. We can draft Brenton Strange later to pair with Trevor. And I also kind of want to start to get some more Isaiah Likely because there has been a pretty solid conglomerate of people hyping up Isaiah Likely out of camp. In my opinion, is that my opinion this season that AJ Brown, you can't go wrong with either guy. I agree with you, Dab God. I agree. How is it that no one drafts the exact same team? I love your picture of SGA as Shane Gillis as SGA, but I think the reason why no one ever drafts the same team is because it's basically impossible to do that because people just reach on players all the time. People are taking like in the 18th round, like people take so many random different players. Like a lot of people will just scroll down and just pick someone that no one's drafting. Right? Like how many teams are going to have Xavier Thomas on it, right? And then people just click them because of that, or Darius Slayton, or LaQuint Allen, or Jalen Wright, like random players just to get different. So that's why no one drafts the exact same team. I don't know if that's ever happened because I haven't looked at the data, but I would think that's like close to impossible. I started last week and I'm in a PPR league. Is there any advice that you would give beginners like me? Yeah. So if you're new to fantasy football, it might seem very complicated getting into it at the beginning, but assuming your draft's not like this weekend, you have a lot of time to learn. What I would do genuinely is taking advice from a couple of different people. I'm not saying that I'm the greatest fantasy football content creator to ever live. So check out my videos, check out other people's videos, and form your own opinion based on it. If you've watched football before, that'll be easier to do. If you have never watched football before, it might be easier to just blindly follow someone and then kind of learn from there on out. But practicing with mock drafts is probably my best advice, whether you're doing underdog paid drafts or if you're just doing regular mock drafts. That's the best way to prepare because the more mocks you've done, the less you will panic when it's your time to pick. Because if you've never played before, people panic that have been playing for 10 years. People have been playing for 20 years. Like my friends, we've been playing for a long time. They panic. Sometimes even I'll panic. So the more you practice, the less likely you are to shit your pants when it's time to make your draft selection and get a little bit nervous. We will get Likely here again. It seems like there's a positive drum beat for Likely, and we're getting Likely as the comeback with Dak Prescott. In this season, I'm a big MHJ guy. This season, I'm ready for the breakout. I mean, I get it. He's very talented. I just feel like we've kind of been chasing the dragon for a while now, and I feel like we're probably going to get let down once again. We'll go Travis Hunter here. I know people will be like, Nick, I'm never taking Travis Hunter ever again, which I get. Like in redraft, you're literally never going to know when to start Travis Hunter. Like it's going to be so hard to figure out when to actually start him. But in best ball, like when he's just going into your lineup when he has a big game, it's fair. I am one of that has faith in Marv. I have a ton of him in best ball. I have a decent amount of Marv too. Like not an insane amount, but I have 13%, which is more than I think what's the normal percentage, like 8 or 9%. So definitely more in on him. Not saying that I'm like must draft Marv, but I have taken him a decent amount. In my big money league of 27 years, if a player throws a touchdown, catches a touchdown, runs for a touchdown, kicks an extra point or a field goal, the owner automatically wins the league. I mean, that's a good rule. That'll never happen. Oh, okay, I was wondering that after my drafts. I appreciate it. No problem. Yeah, I mean, that is a very valid question. But like when you really think about it like at a super high degree. Like it's so hard. Like even just getting the same 5 players as a shit ton of teams is difficult. So once you zoom out and you're like, there's 18 teams, it makes or 18 rounds, it's just so close to impossible. You're definitely my favorite. Thank you so much, man. Or woman. I'm not too sure based on your name, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. That means a lot. And I only say that because there are a few women that watch, the proud few that watch. What do you think about the Seahawks running backs? Yeah, if I'm drafting any of them, it's Jadarian Price. Jadarian Price has big upside. Obviously, he doesn't have a lot of like great statistics at Notre Dame, but that's because he played at the same time as Jeremiah Love. So he's kind of held back by that. I think he's a talented player. It's hard to know truly like what this backfield looks like without Clint Kubiak. Like, are they going to go 100% Price? Price is a rookie, so I think they ease him in. And if Zach Charbonnet doesn't come back quickly, like I think Jadarian Price could take the reins. Yes, make sure you guys are on the Discord, like and subscribe. The Discord is straight fire. You guys are always in there talking. It's an awesome place to be. I don't always respond, but I do read all the time. Like when I sit on my computer, I just open it and I just read what you guys say. Some people post, memes. It's just a bunch of stuff about football, random stuff too. So if you like joining the stream here and you enjoy talking to the people in the chat, you'll like the Discord. All right, we have 3 running backs, so we're definitely going to need another running back at some point. Woman, lol. We are going to need some more running backs eventually before they really fall off the edge of the earth. And this is kind of the round where they do like around the range where they start falling off the edge of the earth. Not yet, but we're like knocking on the door of that. We already have 2 good quarterbacks, so I would not draft a third. This is the kind of team where we probably should draft 3 tight ends, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I think you could be fine with just Likely and Strange if we do get Strange, but it might technically be better based on like the draft capital to go with another tight end later. Hopefully we can get Brenton Strange. I have a lot of Verone Gadsden in best ball, but like in redraft, I don't know, man. Something kind of scares me about him. But mainly it's just because he goes so much higher. Like on Sleeper, he's like a top 12 tight end, whereas on here he's tight end 17, which makes a lot more sense. So we'll go Brenton Strange, get another stacking partner with Trevor Lawrence. We have 4 guys now. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on the Jags, so we can't draft any more Jags. We have 3 guys on Dallas. 1, 2, 3 guys on Dallas, so we feel good about that. Yo, what's good, Vinny? 2 times. How you doing? Are you big on Kraft this year? If I don't get Bowers or Loveland targeting him, yes, I really like Tucker Kraft. I've actually liked Tucker Kraft for a while. I forgot when his rookie year was. It was a while ago. If you guys were watching back then, I talked up Tucker Kraft, and I'm still on him to this day. To this day, I'm riding with Tucker Kraft. Let's get Dylan Sampson. We have a lot of Dylan Sampson. I think he's really good. I think Dylan Sampson is very, very good and is going to have some big games this year where he just busts off some insane catches. I wonder if we are going to get prime Kirk Cousins with Clint as the play caller. They have a lot of speed, Tucker and Naylor. I mean, I just think that I would be shocked if Mendoza doesn't play half the games. Like, I'm thinking Mendoza is going to play like 10 games because I think even if Kirk Cousins is playing well, he is just such an easy scapegoat for this team, right? They drafted Mendoza number 1 overall. Everyone loves Mendoza. Brady loves Mendoza. Everyone thinks Mendoza is the next best guy. So I don't necessarily think if they're losing, like even if Kirk's playing okay, and say it's week 5, they're 1-4. Like, why wouldn't they pull the plug on Mendoza? Now, maybe they think that will hurt his development, and I guess that's a fair take too. Like, he won't be able to develop as well if he's in the game. Maybe he should sit behind Kirk for the whole season. But based on everything I've read, it doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like they are going to punt off, a couple of games with Kirk Cousins and then push it over to Mendoza. I wonder when their bye week is. I don't know off the top of my head. Raiders, their bye week is week 13, so maybe we get way less games than I think, but I don't know. It kind of to me feels like we're to get a lot of Mendoza this season. What's up, Rome? How you doing? And yeah, I wish I could have went to the Flock League meetup. My wife wasn't able to move the thing that we had. That was a issue, like conflict wise with the scheduling. So I'm going to be at home, but I do wish you good luck. I said that at the beginning of the stream. Someone asked when the Flock League draft is, and best of luck in the competition of trying to get whatever pick you want. I assume you want probably pick 1 or 2. You obviously don't have to answer that because, there's a small chance someone snipes that and tells other people what pick you want. But I think everyone, if you win whatever competition it is in Austin, so it would be funny if you guys did one of those. You ever been to like a bar roam where they have like the bull thing and you ride the bull? It would be fucking hilarious if you guys got in a mechanical bull and you saw how long each person lasted, and based on if you lasted the longest, you would get the better picks. I think that would be funny, but I know you guys already have something planned that you can't say. Yes, you know what? You're going to do me proud anyways. I'm going to watch the video. I'm cheering for you. I said I'm pulling for Danny, Corey, and you. As long as one of you guys win, I'll be happy. I'll be cheering for you. I'll watch the videos. I do love the Flock League. I mean, it's just so funny. It's like literally hilarious. How many leagues am I in? I am in like 7. Let's go, Rome. Yes, sir. We got to cheer on Rome. We'll be cheering on Rome from at home, from afar. From afar. All right. All right, all right, all right. We need more receivers here. All right. Do we go? I mean, we do need another tight end. I don't know if we pull up Schultz here or if we just wait. Like, the other tight ends as you get later are just kind of shit. But we could wait. The running backs here aren't the best. Let's go with more Zachariah Branch. I have really fallen for Zachariah Branch. I just think he's clearly the second best receiver on the Falcons. Now, that's not saying much because the Falcons don't have, outside of Drake London, they don't have like this deep receiver room. But he could get a lot of volume, like decent enough volume. And, it seems like Tua compared him to Waddle. I don't think Zachariah Branch to me looks exactly like Waddle, but if Tua feels that way, at least he'll have some decent enough games, So the question here is, do we go Schultz or do we go RB? Could go Sean Tucker. We have a lot of Sean Tucker. Let's just get Schultz. I mean, Schultz seems always underrated. He's like one of those guys that if you're in a real pickle, you just pick him up off the waiver wire and play him at tight end. So in a best ball format, he's pretty good. Like in your home league, I wouldn't think, oh, let's just draft Dalton Schultz in every league. But in best ball, he's pretty cheap as like a late round option that produces decently every single year. Thomas thinks what we were doing is dangerous, but it will be fun, and we'll see. I'm confident I'll get the top pick. That's awesome. I wonder how dangerous it actually is. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I will be watching. I assume you guys are doing the competition like the Tuesday of, right? Or the Wednesday. So, pulling for you. I'm excited to watch the Flock League this year. Me too. I've been watching since the beginning. It is very fun to watch. The draft especially, I think, is probably the best like fantasy football YouTube video that's made all year. Like, it's so well put together. How much of a position advantage if you go Bowers in the second round that you're lacking another spot? I mean, it really depends what kind of league you're in. Like, if you're in like a 12-team league that starts 3 receivers and a flex or 2 receivers and multiple flexes, I don't think it's much of an advantage. But if you're in like a regular 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end flex, there is an advantage to that, especially if you're in a 10-team league or an 8-team league. The advantage is significantly more. And if Bowers scores 20 plus points per game, which I think is very possible, it doesn't matter that you took him in the second round. You're feeling great about it. So Jacobs isn't doing jail time or future suspension. My opinion on Josh Jacobs is I think they would have already suspended him if they were going to. Now, maybe I'm stupid, but based on how I know these NFL things work with suspensions, Josh Jacobs didn't do anything. Now, I don't know if he did it or not. I have no fucking idea. Allegedly. But he didn't do something that would indicate to me that they would just suspend him instantly. You have to do something crazy to get suspended instantly. What he's going to do is, even if he's going to get suspended, calls up the lawyer. The lawyer says, hey, what's up? And he says, hey, can you please push back my suspension to next season? Sure. And then boom, it gets pushed to next season. That's what always happens. Like, unless they do something so egregious, they have to get suspended instantly, which never really happens unless you're like Aaron Hernandez or something. I think if he does get suspended, which I wouldn't even say, I'd say there's like a 30% chance he does get suspended at this point. It will be next season. Or if he does get suspended, it'll be like 2 games and he just tanks it this season. So I'm not really worried about it. I get being worried. He's definitely not out from being suspended. There's still a possibility, but I wouldn't say the chance is super high. If I draft Laporta, do you think it's necessary to draft another tight end? No. I think if you take a tight end in like the top 8 rounds, there's no way I'm taking another one. If you take like, Goddard, maybe you want to pair Goddard and Henry. Maybe you want to pair Goddard with Chig. Maybe you want to pair like I took Likely. Maybe Likely isn't of the range of you where you want another tight end. You could take another one too. Normally, I just always take one tight end. I like to have a lot of running back lottery tickets on the bench, and then you can just cut them. All right. So we need another running back with one of these 2 picks. We have so much Mike Washington. So if he's just like a complete bust in this range, we're just going to look foolish. But like, what is Ray Davis going to do? Let's be real. Like, even if James Cook gets hurt, I don't really see Ray Davis doing anything. Whereas like Mike Washington can catch passes. And maybe he develops a rookie connection with Mendoza. If not, he's like, he's my RB5 where I already have Javonte and Barkley. And I think Kenny Gainwell and Dylan Sampson will be good enough to where like I'm fine taking just like a big upside shot. Whereas like even if James Cook gets hurt, like I think Ray Davis is going to split touches with another running back there anyways. And like I wouldn't project him to be like a league winner where Mike Washington, realistically, maybe, there's a chance he could be a league winner. I'm not saying he will be, but there's a chance. Everyone loves Cypress Allen. They pushed him up. I'm not really taking him. Let's go Ted Hurst. I love Ted Hurst. I like to get these rookies late. Ted Hurst, if he's the X in the Mike Evans role, which is what a lot of people are saying he's the X, I'm feeling real good about Ted Hurst potentially scoring a decent amount of touchdowns. I'm not saying that, in your redraft league you should be targeting him, but fast forward, maybe Godwin goes down, and if Godwin does go down, then people are going to be hyping up Ted Hurst as like the must pick up waiver wire option of the week, right? All right, so we finished this draft. Johnny, are you still in here? Mr. Johnny, you did super chat earlier about a redraft mock, so I want to make sure you're in here when I start the mock draft so that you can join. Are you concerned about Evans' injury? Yes. We talked about it off the jump street of the stream, so I still have it pulled up. So anyone that was not here at the beginning, I'll share it real quick. Mike Evans not practicing due to a quad strain. Now, quad strain, it's not like he tore his ACL off the bone. It's not like he got shot like Ricky Pearsall. Nothing crazy, but there's reason to be nervous, right? I'm not saying it's over. It's not over, but it's like, okay, maybe you should be a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared. I'd be lying if I wasn't scared. You already know, bro. But I'm not going to join. I just enjoy watching. Oh, okay. No, I was just making sure you're in here because if you super chatted and you wanted to be in here, I would have wanted, to send the link so you're ready to get on in there. So we'll recap my team. And yeah, quads can linger. I agree with you. But I'm just saying it's not over yet. Like, if you liked Mike Evans, I think you probably still like him regardless. I said don't draft Mike Evans because he's old, and I think there's a good chance he gets re-injured. Shout out Ricky P, NRA member. Henry Ruggs coming back. You never know. What's up, DeGrinds guy? How you doing, man? Maybe a dumb question, but would you rather keep Rashi in the 4th or Burden in the 14th? I like Rashi way more than Burden, but I think you basically have to keep Burden because that 14th round value on a guy that's probably going to go in the 4th or the 5th round, like that's just a huge steal. Again, am I 100% sold that Luther Burden's the guy over Rome? Not yet. But Ben Johnson literally glazes him any second. Anytime he has, he gets the mic for 2 seconds. They're like, hey, what do you think about global warming? And then he'll just be like, oh, man, you see how good Luther Burden was today, right? He just always talks him up. So you got to go Luther Burden. You got to go. Smash that like button. Yes, sir. Hold up, bro. Streaming thought he wasn't today. I said I didn't think I was going to stream today, but I did. I will tell you guys, though, for sure, when I am going to stream, I'm definitely going to be streaming on Sunday. And it's seeming highly unlikely that I'll be streaming on Wednesday. So I would give Wednesday like a 5% chance that I fire up a stream. Bent Johnson, that's crazy. What do you think about Jonah Coleman, Nick? He looks promising. I think Jonah Coleman's good. The problem is, like, where does Jonah Coleman get drafted? Jonah Coleman goes at pick 49. I have 4% of them. It's like, I think he's good, but let's be real. He needs Dobbins or RJ Harvey to remotely get hurt. Like, he needs one of those guys to get hurt. Otherwise, I don't think he's touching the ball very much. I think he's good. He's a good player. 100% a good player. But will he actually be afforded the opportunity his rookie year? It's kind of like Nicholas Singleton in Tennessee. It's like a lot of people like Singleton, but to me, it's like, sure, he's free in draft, so I'm not saying you're wasting your pick if you pick him, and I've taken him before, but I don't think he's like a must-have, right, for this season. I think he's more of like a next season play, right, where next year maybe you see more work, because I don't think you're going to see Dobbins back with the team for very long, right? Okay, so we're going to do a mock draft over here on our, actually, we'll recap our team first. So our team is Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Saquon Barkley, Javonte Williams, Kenny Gainwell, Dylan Sampson, Mike Washington, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Christian Watson, Parker Washington. Then we see Matthew Golden, Travis Hunter, Zachariah Branch, Ted Hurst, Isaiah Likely, Strange, Schultz. This team, if CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, and Christian Watson can get it done, and these other guys can just work in the flex role, I feel really good about this team. This feels like a masterclass showing out of me. One of the better drafts I've done on stream. So now we're to switch on over to Sleeper. I'm going to send the link in the chat in half of a second, and we are going to do a draft. Now, this time, I think there's a way to actually randomize before we start the draft. Yeah, draft order, you can just hit randomize. So I'm just going to put myself at 1, and I'm going to randomize once everyone gets in here. So I'm going to copy and paste the link into the chat, and you guys can join. Pleasant surprise. Now let's get that sleeper mock going. Yes, sir. Who are the riskiest wide receivers to take in the 2-3 turn, in my opinion? To be honest with you, based on the receivers that go in the 2-3 turn, like over here, the riskiest play is obviously Ramondre, right? I'd be lying straight to your face. Not Ramondre, Malik Neighbors. I don't know why the fuck I thought of Ramondre. But yeah, I think Malik Neighbors is by far and away the most risky option right now, just coming off of that injury. And outside of that, like George Pickens, to me, I don't really see much of an argument to be made to say that he's super risky. And then we'll just randomize the draft order. I'll click it once. Boom. This is where we're drafting. We're starting the draft up here. And Rome is in here. Shout out to Rome. And obviously, I'm talking about his question right now. Oh, shit. I just blinded you guys. I did not mean to click that. But yeah, I do think the riskiest play. Oh, it's because I have another tab open. The riskiest. Oh, fuck. I just closed out of the thing. God damn it. That was so funny. All right, I'm going to open it back up. Okay, so I'm back up on the clock. But the riskiest guys in that range, I would say I think Chris Olave is a little bit risky. But yeah, I feel good. I feel good. Josh Allen goes at the 1.4. I love it. I love it. And we will go to 30 seconds after like 2 rounds. I would go Amon-Ra here at this pick. But yeah, the 2-3 turn at receiver looks really good because of how many running backs go. Obviously, in the flock league, more receivers probably will go, so you might be able to actually get some falling running back values at the end of the second round. How many underdog drafts have you done in total so far? I'll tell you right now. Drafts completed. 49. 49. Denver gives major RBC vibes. Definitely possible. And JJ's quarterback insecurity makes me nervous. I agree. Oh, and I got to move myself. My camera so you guys can see. Sorry about that. And yeah, I mean, I would love to do a 10-second pick timer, but then like people are drafting on their phone and stuff. Like people will just auto draft. But yeah, in an ideal world, Sleeper releases 25-second clocks or 20-second clocks because I think 10's way too fast. A minute's kind of long. So just kind of tough. Thanks for asking for chaos. No problem. Yeah, I'm going to do a bunch more underdog drafts. I just enjoy it. I think it's very, very relaxing, very soothing. Do some underdog drafts. Potentially win some big money. If you guys are new to underdog, I know we're not doing an underdog draft right now, but if you use code Notorious, you play $5, you get $50 in bonus entries. Terms apply. Plus, you get the redraft guide for free sent to your email once the redraft guide drops, which is going to be very shortly. I'm sorry that it's not out yet, but I have to work on getting the buys fixed. Make sure you guys are in the Discord. So we're back up. We got Amon-Ra. Looking at running backs, it's Love, it's Walker, it's Henry. If I wanted to, I would go Henry here. But again, we always kind of take Henry in this spot. So I'd rather just go receiver. And we will go with A.J. Brown here. Very running back heavy in the second round, which you should expect because of how many good running back values there are from like the 2-1 to the 2-6. And then once you get to this range, like a lot of people like Walker, they might like Jeremiah Love. But for me, I prefer Henry out of that group, but we went A.J. Brown this time. McBride goes again. McBride keeps going as the number 1 tight end, which I just don't agree with. Sure vid today, and you reiterated your health risk about K9 and vouched for your Finns running back. How can you be so sure about the Finns, though? I mean, listen, I'm sure about everything that I say. Is it going to work? I don't know. But I do enough research to feel pretty confident in what I say. But yeah, I mean, the reason why I feel confident in Devon Achane again is he's really good. He's proven to us that he could get a zillion targets, a zillion carries, and be healthy. Now, maybe the Dolphins are just way worse than I even think. And mostly I'm talking about the defense, right? If the defense is just so dreadful and we're getting smacked in the first quarter down 14 like the Cardinals last season and you know the game's over, then yeah, maybe Achane's a straight up bust. But I'm thinking the defense will keep us in games enough to hand the ball off to Achane a bunch. Achane's talking about how he wants the rushing title, how he feels like he's going to do great this season. And you know what? We paid him. I hope he goes out there and does it. I hope he goes out there and does it. So outside of Josh Allen going at the 1.4, this has been a very normal draft. I will say, though, this replicates pretty well what could happen in your home league draft, where someone takes a quarterback very early. Looking at the running backs, Jeremiah Love is still available. Now, I don't like Jeremiah Love this year where he's going to like the 2-3 turn, but the middle of the third round, I'll take that risk because he fell. I say this all the time. I don't really hate the players. I just hate the ADP of where they're getting drafted. Am I crazy for going 3 running backs in the first 5 picks in 12-man PPR with an extra flex spot than just power receiver? I don't think that's crazy. I do, though, think inherently with 2 flex spots, full PPR, most people would say they lean receiver. Rome starts CD, Achane, Breece Hall. Again, I am so off of Breece Hall. He has screwed me over so many times, but I get it. I get it. He's very tempting. He's very, very tempting because he's really good. I just worry too much about the Jets. That Allen pick was way too early. I mean, I agree. But again, what you guys don't understand is that, not everyone plays in home leagues where everyone is a genius, right? And maybe Josh Allen in the first round works out. I mean, listen, would I do it? No. But you could draft a kicker in the first round and win your league, right? Now, it's an uphill battle. Definitely is, but it's possible. I've seen guys do like the dumbest shit ever and win. Like drafting like 3 quarterbacks. Like my dad is in our home league and his friend Ken is in our home league too. And his friend, I think last year took 3 quarterbacks in the draft and I think 2 tight ends and he won. So maybe I'm just terrible at fantasy because I couldn't beat him. But yeah, it is a bold strategy. We'll see how it plays out. Nah, bro, Jeremiah that late is a steal. I agree. All right, we're back up again here. Probably going to go scat. Yeah, I think we're going to go scat here. Going to go Scataboo. It just feels like the smart play there at running back with like there being more risk down here. I think Scataboo, sure, he's risky because, he seems a little crazy, but the upside is very much there. Positional advantage. Yeah, he does have that positional advantage. He's got the quarterback and that tight end. Even though you are Diggles, I'm like 99% sure. But yeah, that positional advantage. Also, is Markov's picture? Does anyone know what I'm talking about right now? Because I don't want to actually say it on live stream. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Everyone has seen that clip, right? Where it's the dude, at least I saw this on TikTok, where it's the guy's like, I shaved my ass today. And then he like, you know what I'm talking about? Maybe no one knows what I'm talking about. And it's like a clip of Los Polos and his dad reacting to the clip. And they're like, whoa, what the fuck? You know what I'm talking about? That's the picture? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. My draft is an ESPN pick 2. If Bowers falls with the 2-3 turn and then the 4-5 turn, Loveland falls, or I take him over a guy like Burden. My league doesn't like tight ends. In my opinion, I think starting 2 tight ends is a little bit crazy. Can you win that way? Yes. Like 2 streams ago, Rome actually went 2 tight ends off the jump, and I thought his team looked pretty good. So entirely possible if you want to do that, that's fine, but I personally wouldn't. Yes, Rome's getting all the practice he can get. You have Amon Ra over CMC. No, normally I do take CMC at that spot, but again, I don't want to do the 1.6 every single time and take Christian McCaffrey because, what if Christian McCaffrey's a bust, or what if the person watching is scared to draft Christian McCaffrey and I just take Christian McCaffrey every single time at the 1.6. I might have said I'm taking Amon Ra there, but that might only have been because in my head Christian McCaffrey was gone, but Josh Allen went earlier. But you guys get what I mean, right? If you're if you're doing 10 home leagues from the 6th spot, you should be taking a bunch of different players. That's kind of just my opinion. So we're back up on the clock here. We got Scattaboo, we got Love, we got AJ Brown, and we got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Bishal Tootin falls to us. I mean, in this kind of a format, full PPR, you do want to be starting a lot of receivers, inherently 4 receivers. But because we are getting falling value on Tootin, I just got to take him. I think Tootin's ADP is going to be in the 4th round. I'm not even kidding. I really do think that. We talked about the Parker Washington drumbeat. The drumbeat on Bishal Tootin is just as loud. Just as loud. What's the best strategy picking from the 3 when drafting Chase at 3? Is the play to go 2 running backs right after and then hammer wide receiver? To me, if you're at 3 and you take Jamar Chase, unless like most of the time, Genty, A-Chain, Chase Brown, James Cook, Barkley, they're all gone, right? All those guys are gone. That went like from 1.7 to 2.6 from Ammunition's team here. Like all the guys taken in between, they're going to be gone. So in my opinion, you're pretty much better off at the 103 just double tapping receiver or triple tapping receiver, like go Chase, go Rice, and then go Pickens or Neighbors or something. But in the 3rd round, if you're really scared of like, oh shit, I don't want to go triple receiver, that's when you go either Josh Jacobs or Javonte, and I feel good about my team. So either 2 receivers, unless, like if Derrick Henry's there, I'm definitely taking Derrick Henry. But assuming Derrick Henry's gone, I'd go Chase, another receiver, and then either Javonte or Jacobs in an ideal world. Of course, anything can happen in your draft because that's just how fantasy football works. What's with the Zay Flowers hype this year? The changing in coaching staff. The coaching staff has been hyping up Zay Flowers. To me, Zay Flowers just kind of feels like, he's fine. I'm not going to sit here and be like, if you pick Zay Flowers, you're a buffoon, which is what I would have told you last year after years of touting Zay Flowers due to his talent and him just never scoring touchdowns. If he gets more touchdowns, he's going to be really good. But I just, based on Zay Flowers' body type, we're going to body shame on here. I just don't think he has the physique to be a guy that's going to rip off like 10 plus touchdowns. I just don't see it. The coolest thing about the Flock League is that I know everyone's rankings and none of them know mine. That's very true. That is very true. That's probably the hardest part of doing my own home league drafts is that all of my friends know what I'm thinking and I don't know what they're thinking. It's like drafting up against a bunch of copies of myself. And then some of my friends, they don't agree at all with what I'm saying and they're just drafting crazy style. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. But that is true. You could literally go on the Flock website and figure out exactly what they want to do. I had someone in a 12-team league last year take Pittsburgh's defense in the 1st round. That's crazy. Ended up dead last like they should have. I agree. They should come in last. That's crazy. My most drafted in best ball is Keaton and Ryan Flournoy, I believe. LOL. I like Flournoy. The only thing that sucks about Flournoy is like you really just need, obviously I don't want any of these guys to get hurt, but you need CD or Pickens to go down. Otherwise, Flournoy is not doing anything. Not going to be doing diddly squat. We need more receivers here, though. A couple quarterbacks have went. Best quarterback available would be Joe Burrow. We don't have any stacking partners. Tight ends. Not going to take one yet. 3 teams already have a tight end. These 2 teams could take one, but it's okay. Let's go receiver. Let's go Jordan Tyson this time. Yeah, I'm going to be real. Parker Washington is definitely going to go before I pick again. Parker Washington's ADP in your regular redraft league will probably be in the 7th or the 8th round. But like I was talking about the best ball draft, I think his ADP is going to be in the 5th round by the time all things are said and done, or maybe in the 4th round. I think you have a good build for starting double wide receiver. I agree with you. Again, I don't think starting double wide receiver is always necessarily the best, but I do like our start here. And I did just zoom in slightly so that you guys can see better that are drafting on or that are watching on the phone. I know not everyone watches these drafts on their computer. A $100 buy-in in the draft in fucking Jake Bates and the Steelers defense. That's crazy. My plan is to snag 1 running back and then get a 2nd elite wide receiver. That's a very fair strategy. That's a very fair strategy. I need help. I got a 1.07, the 1.07 in a PPR 2 flex. I probably will be able to get St. Brown or McCaffrey, which I do. I'm taking McCaffrey. I am taking McCaffrey. I feel better about McCaffrey. But I will tell you, if you are someone that is a little bit nervous about McCaffrey, Amon-Ra St. Brown is 1,000 times safer. I'm going to prioritize the double hero running back draft strategy this year. I also like the double hero running back draft strategy, though I will note it is significantly better at the end of the draft. Right here, this is oh wait, you can't see my mouse. Right here, where Rome's at, down, or I guess 9 down from where Markov is, that is probably the sweet spot of going double hero RB. I'm going to make a hero RB draft strategy video as well, talking about that. No problem, Rachel. Talking about my opinion on the hero RB strategy. I think zero RB is honestly just a dead strategy at this point. I just don't think it's very valuable. So I probably won't be talking about that. I don't think I've done a single, like in like a redraft league, you should never do zero RB, in my opinion. Like, unless the draft is just going crazy and just taking all running backs, and then you can get like Jamar Chase at pick 7, and then you come back at the 2-6 and you can get like CeeDee Lamb or something, but the odds of that happening is so low. What draft position should I select in a 10-team PPR draft? If you can pick Amon, I would pick 1-1 or 1-2, because in a 10-team league, the quarterback and tight end position are more important. And after you get Gibbs or Bijan, it's very easy to select Bowers or McBride, or just pull up Josh Allen. So that would be my preferred spot if you can pick. Yeah, make sure you guys do hit that like button. All right. So Mr. Diggles here went Josh Allen, Bowers, Nico Collins, Terry McLaurin, DeAndre Swift, Dobbins, Quentin Johnson. I mean, that is such a disgustingly gross team. That's what happens when you take Josh Allen in the first round. But again, I will always say, while I might hate your team, and while this isn't a real redraft league, you know, if J.K. Dobbins hits and DeAndre Swift hits, then I'm just a fucking idiot, right? And you look like a genius, right? If Josh Allen's scoring as many points per game as he can in Bowers. I don't like it, though. I'll be real with you. I don't lie to you guys. I'm real. Interesting. Full PPR, pick 7. Would you go Amon-Ra or Taylor? I'm taking whichever RB falls in the second. I would personally go Amon-Ra. Jonathan Taylor has a lot of, you know, injury risk baked in that people never talk about. I know he played 17 games last year, but 14, 10, and 11 the prior 3 years. I'm not saying he's guaranteed to get hurt, and I'm still drafting him in the first round. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is like 9,000 times safer. Thanks, man. Love your content. Problem is, I don't tell anyone about it because it's fire. I know that's the biggest issue with making fantasy football content, is not everyone wants to share. You know, sharing is caring, as they say. Sharing is caring. Rome went with Parker Washington. I did not take Parker Washington just because I really like Sam Laporta this year. If you use disgusting or trash is good. I mean, normally I will say disgusting in like the good way, you know, like totally tubular, like I'm a fucking skater. But yeah, I mean, that team is like disgusting, like gross, you know. CMC or McCaffrey at the 103? It's tough. I'd go with Luke McCaffrey at the 103. Make sure you guys are in the Discord and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right. After my pick, or at my pick, I'm going to lower the clock down to 30 seconds just so that we can do this a little bit faster, so that we're not here all night. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't need to sit here all night doing a mock draft, you know? All right, we are about to be back. How do you mock draft with real people? Everything I mock on Sleeper is just auto drafts. Well, I just sent the link in the chat to other people. Like, if you have people that want to mock draft with you, you could just send the link to them. People also mock draft on the Discord. So at nighttime, if you're like in the Discord, which Spock linked, you can just go in there, post the mock draft, and maybe some people will join. Or you can go on like ESPN or Yahoo and do a mock. Okay, so we're going to lower the clock to 30 seconds. Just so that this could go a little bit faster. I wish we could take like 45 seconds in reality, but it's only lets you to go down to 30. We already have a tight end, so no need. A lot of teams of quarterbacks. The quarterbacks here are just, you know, I like a lot of them, but I'm not like sold on like one being significantly better than the other. We need more receivers on this team. Let's go Josh Downs, even if it is kind of a reach in the 8th round. Huge hit before the Chargers injuries last year. I agree. How do you think Malik Willis will do with the Dolphins? I hope he does good. In reality, I think he's going to be one of those guys that is like every few weeks, Malik Willis just fucking elbow drops a defense. Every couple of weeks, Malik Willis drops a tactical nuke. And then the other games, he's kind of just mid. It's kind of my thoughts on him for fantasy. Like in a super flex league, he's kind of like the ideal quarterback too. Like if you just punt quarterback too, because he has a lot of upside and you can just really build up a solid running back and wide receiver core behind your quarterback one. But, you know, like a regular redraft league, one quarterback league, like, well, I'm fine taking Malik Willis as my backup. Like, I'd be hard pressed to week 1 be like, I think the Dolphins are playing the Raiders week 1. Be like, fuck it, let's play. And let me just make sure that's true so I don't sound like an idiot. Where's Achan? I almost removed him on accident. Yeah, we play the Raiders. Like week 1, I would be hard pressed to be like, yeah, I want Malik Willis in my starting lineup in a 1 quarterback league. I only mock with Nick when he's on and I'm on. That's fair. That is very, very fair. Very, very fair. As Dick is in a lot of these. As a Dick. Jahmyr Gibbs, Malik Neighbors, Ken Walker, Luther Burden, Colson Loveland, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jalen Hurts, Romeo Dobbs, Jonathan Brooks. I like that start. I like that start a lot. I'm about to pick. I'm the same way, Nick. You're my favorite content creator, but I don't tell anybody because I don't want my league mates watching the videos. That's fair. It's fair. I mean, it does hurt my pockets though, just so you know. Can't buy a mansion just yet. Can't even buy a house actually in New Jersey. I mean, the houses around where I live, let me tell you, I don't have a fucking $1 million to buy a house. It's egregious here. It's egregious. Okay, we already got 3 running backs, so I'm fine just punting on running back. Did Debo go yet? Let's go Debo. Let's go Debo. Some people say it's like a reach in the 9th round. Maybe he settles in like the 10th round, but I think around the 9th or the 10th round. Again, his ADP will take a while to actually catch up. On Underdog, I don't want to actually hit something. On Underdog, his ADP right now is, let's see, Debo 142, but he's going to keep rising, man. He's going to keep on rising. People are going to get more and more positive on Debo. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. All right, we'll zoom in. Oh, no, we can't zoom in any more than this because then you won't be able to see the picks here. There's really no ideal spot to put myself during a sleeper draft, if we're being real. Like, there's no good spot. I mean, I do have a green screen. I have no idea how to use a green screen on StreamYard because my green screen that's behind me. I don't want to pull it up because it's gonna make a really loud noise, but it doesn't take up the whole background. Like I have to crop myself in. Like it will be like from where the belt is to like the end of the flag. So it doesn't cover the whole background. So there'll just be like a white spot around me because I don't think you can crop your fucking camera on here. I think Mason uses StreamYard, and what he does, I think, is he streams like OBS into StreamYard, but I think my computer would have a straight up fucking stroke if I tried to do that. So I'm not going to do that. Mason's probably rocking the super computer, if I had to guess. Well, first we got to get you one of those secret chairs, unless you've already got one of those. Team 2 is cooking. Team 2 is looking good. I agree. No tight end yet, but that's fine. I'm in here. Love that. I see you. I see you at pick number 8. Who is some of your last pick dart throws? Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that when we get to like the 12th or the 13th round, but I'd probably say like Keaton Mitchell or like, again, I don't know exactly where everyone's ADP is on every website, but like, I think Zachariah Branch is interesting. It's like a last pick. Rashid Shaheed, but again, I think Rashid Shaheed will be pulled up more. Same with like Denzel Boston, those kind of guys. Again, it really depends what website you're on. I always say this because drafting on Sleeper compared to like Yahoo, some of the ADPs are just so different, and they will be like throughout the summer. Okay, so we only have 3 running backs. At some point, we have to take another running back, and the time is now. Shout out to John Cena. Let's go B-Rob. We don't really ever draft B-Rob. We don't have Bijan, so that's a good pick. Who? if you wait on tight end, who do you what are your target? A couple of guys. So later, if I don't take one, I like Goddard, Andrews, Likely, and that's really it. Like the guys I'd feel super kind of confident in, and then like a real dart throws like Chig. I like Chig a decent amount too. Do you think there will be a Javonte or ETN from last year? There is one every year, right? Just like there's always like the JSN, right? The 3rd round guy, that's a stud, right? There's always kind of one of those guys that's like largely forgotten about, no one thinks about, that smashes at running back, but normally it takes like an injury. Taysom Hill's the GOAT. What's up, Daddy Nick? What's up, man? What's up, man? ESPN people are saying that Ladd's going to be this year's JSN. Is that just cap? I mean, I think it's possible. I mean, I think that's a fine take, to be honest. That's pretty fair. I get being nervous about Ladd, but I think it's fair. Dobbins is this year's ETN / Javonte. I mean, I think that's a good take. I think that's a fair take. The only problem with Dobbins, though, really is like the reason why I'm not so gung ho Dobbins, and I was huge on Dobbins last year, and I am still this year. I really like Dobbins, but the reason why I'm not like really banging the fucking drum is just that RJ Harvey's going to catch the passes, not him, right? And if you're only getting like 2 targets a game, if you're lucky, it's kind of sucks to get you more floor. Okay, we're back up, and then we'll answer this question. Back up on the clock. We got 4 running backs. We're going to close with another running back and another receiver. We don't need a tight end at this point. Looking receiver, Worthy's fallen because of the shoulder injury. I never really liked Worthy anyways. But at this point, round 11, I would consider him. But let's go Jalen Naylor. Like, I've been taking a lot of these Raiders receivers late rounds, just thinking like, if he's the receiver 1 on the team. I know Bowers is really the receiver 1 on the team, but you get what I mean. If he's outside of Bowers, the other number 1 target on the team, the number 2 target, I like the upside of Naylor. I like the upside. Again, it could be a swing and a miss, but when you're in the 11th round, if he's a miss, whatever, you just cut him, right? It's not the end of the day. My life's not over because I didn't get Jalen Naylor to smash, Nico, AJ Brown, Rice, and Neighbors in order. I would go AJB. I'd go Rice, Nico, Neighbors. Tet is this year's Drake London. I mean, Tet and Drake London play pretty similarly if you watch. But yeah, I mean, that's a fine. I mean, the only reason why that take kind of sucks. I mean, I think Tet's a good player. Is dude, I really, really, really worry about Bryce Young, man. I don't know if Bryce Young can elevate him to finish that high. I think Chuba getting under the radar. Man, Chuba is so boring, dude. He's fine. He's a fine player, but I think the team wants Jonathan Brooks to be the guy. How do I draft with randoms on Sleeper? The only way you can draft with randoms on Sleeper is if you know people and you send them the link, or like I send you guys the link, right? But also if you're in the Discord, the link's in the description. Spock links it a million times. I've linked it a few times too. People in there will be mock drafting, so you could just like send the link. If it's at night, during the day, I bet you probably wouldn't get anyone to come in with you, but you could probably get a couple people in there with you. Yeah, I went and looked a few days ago. I can't believe Dobbins only had 11 receptions. When people say Sean Payton loves targeting his running backs, it's because he loves targeting RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey had a lot of catches. Oh, there's 2 more rounds left, so we're good here. Oh wait, no, there's shit, because we don't have a quarterback. We punted quarterback so far, and I forgot. But that's how good punting quarterback is, because Brock Purdy's still available. If people don't take 2 quarterbacks, you can get Brock Purdy in round 12, which really is the cherry on top of this team. JK goal line work, Swift Monungai combo slaps. I like both Swift and Monungai, the players, but again, like I feel like Monungai just so heavily limits Swift. Devontae Smith, Waddle, or Egbuka in the 3rd, 4th. I'd prefer Egbuka, Waddle, Devontae Smith in that order. Definitely prefer Egbuka and Waddle heavily over Smith, though. I don't know how many times people are going to get trapped by the Eagles before they realize what they're doing. I don't mean Saquon or Jalen Hurts. I mean the receivers. Make sure you guys are in the Discord. Like, dude, people are sucking off Lemon. Where does he go? Show drafted. Did I spell his name wrong? Oh, it's going to be quarterback. Pick 77. I just don't get it, man. Like, how many times have you guys gotten screwed by Devontae Smith, and now you're just ready to draft Lemon like it's something new? It's crazy. Brooks over Chuba. I agree. Dobbins, Pinky promised he play 17 games. I know, I saw that. There's sleeper mock draft forums you can get into. Oh, yeah, you can join one of those. The Discord also will help you with that. Pinky promised that the Finns win the Super Bowl in the decade. Yeah, dude, I wish I could. Purdy's a steal in the 12th round. I agree. I think Purdy would be fine to be taken in the 9th round. I fell for Blue Bigby and Hendy hype around this time last year. I mean, I fall for everyone's hype. It's so easy to. Blue was like the dumbest hype, though. But the problem was, like, realistically, looking back towards last year, I'd fall for that shit again, dude. Javonte was so bad for a lot of his time in Denver. Like, it made sense that Jaden Blue would do good. But he had a bad mentality going into last year, and apparently he's fixed his mentality according to the stuff I've read. 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs. We need another running back to close out this team. Let's go tank Bigsby. Let's go with the tank. Yeah, I mean, I fall for a lot of traps in fantasy. I mean, so does everyone, right? It's easy to fall into the hype, and it's easy to, if you have the opinion early on, right? And you keep hearing the hype, it just further cements yourself. It further locks you into the take when you keep hearing more hype. All right. So to recap here, as a dick goes Jameer, Malik Neighbors, Kenneth Walker, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, Marvin Harrison, Jalen Hurts, Romeo Dobbs, Jonathan Brooks, Keaton Mitchell, Rashid Shaheed, Elijah Sherratt. And he took, is that Danny Amendola? It is. Stud. Danny Amendola was a stud. I like that team. Obviously, Danny Amendola doesn't even count in the equation, but this is a very good team. Team 2 goes Bijan, Rashee Rice, Josh Jacobs, Zay Flowers, Adams, bdge, Jalen Warren, Trevor Lawrence, Blake Corum, Khalil Shakir, Travis Kelce, Brenton Strange, and Stribling. Very good team as well. Jamar Chase at 3 from Riley. Derrick Henry, George Pickens, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, Joe Burrow, Cortland Sutton, Kyle Pitts, Jacoby Myers, Chris Rodriguez, Jaden Higgins, Antonio Williams, Braylon Allen. I don't like Henderson or Judkins enough to take both of them, and that will dock you. Still a good team, but not my favorite compared to 1 or 2. Diggles, again, I cannot possibly give this a good grade because they took Josh Allen and Brock Bowers in the first 2 rounds. I think that handicaps your receivers, your running backs. I mean, considering what he did, this team isn't that bad, like all things considered, but not my cup of tea personally. Could it win? Yes. I mean, I say this all the time, but literally any type of fucking random dumbass strategy that you pull out your ass could work, you know? That's just kind of how fantasy goes, right? You could just get lucky, right? Like if Chris Godwin is way better than I think, Lad gets hurt, QJ is the wide receiver 1 on the Chargers, and Terry and Nico Collins smash, this guy's a genius, and he wins the league. You know what I'm saying? Puka, Trey McBride, Chris Olave, Lamar Jackson, Dave Montgomery, Jadarian Price, Chuba Hubbard, Addison, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Tyler Algier, Denzel Boston, Omar Cooper. I would have taken another running back on this team. I don't really love taking quarterback and tight end early. If I'm keeping it a buck with you, taking both in a 12-team league. Taking one is fine. Taking both, a little bit more suspect. I would have taken Bowers over McBride, but I mean, Monty Jadarian Price feels pretty good in the 5th, 6th round. And, you know, if some of these late round wide receivers hit, you're feeling real good. Me, I went A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, both of them back to back. Jeremiah Love, Cam Scatterbo, Tootin. I love my start. I went Jordan Tyson, Sam Laporta, Josh Downs, Deebo Samuel, Brian Robinson, Jalen Naylor, Brock Purdy, Tank Bigsby. Because we got Brock Purdy in round 12, this is probably legit the best team I will ever draft on stream. Because we were able to get Purdy that late. So I just think that just makes this team so much better because we didn't have to take him like the 8th or 9th round. We got a lot of late round receivers. So I like my team a lot. McCaffrey, Barkley, T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore. Ammunition Nation basically drafted like I would draft, right? And they took Tucker Kraft and Caleb, like all guys I'm targeting. This team gets an A+ because it literally feels like I drafted it. Brando. And then let me read some questions in the chat. New offensive coordinator, though, and he's a certified wide receiver. Why I still have Waddle higher, though. The forums aren't on Sleeper app. You have to be on a computer. That makes sense. The mock draft forums aren't on the app. Yeah, I get that. Damn, Josh Allen at 4. Yeah, it's early to me. But again, anything can work. Are we going to do another draft? Yeah, I think I'll do one more mock draft. In my friend's league, they have a guy who drafted Javonte, ended up winning the ship. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Javonte was amazing. Rank Burden, Igbuka, McConkey, and Waddle. Off the top of the dome, Igbuka, Waddle, McConkey, Burden. Would you say Bijan is the number 1 overall? Yes. But if you want to take Gibbs in front of him, that's fine. And do I like Jacobs this year? Yes, but there's still the suspension worry. Team 11 got the Chargers stack. All right, so here, we're going to actually start up the other mock draft, and I'm going to still rate this one, and then we'll do that draft. Same settings here, 12-team, full PPR. It's going to be 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end, 2 flex, 5 bench. Let's just turn all the fucking sounds off on here. And I'm going to send the link into the chat right now. And you guys can join. There's going to be 11 spots. And I'm going to randomize the spots. So whatever spot you pick, it's just going to get randomed anyways. So it doesn't matter which pick you take. I'm putting it in the chat right now. You're not going to see it on screen yet because I'm going to grade all the teams. But I got to pick a team. I'm going to go with 3, but I'm going to randomize it. Okay. So JSN, Drake London, Kyron Williams, Travis Etienne, Drake May, Harold Fannin, DK Metcalf, Rico Dowdle, Kenneth Gainwell, Zach Charbonnet, Xavier Worthy, Travis Hunter, Henry, I dig the start. Again, I'm not big on either Kyron or Travis Etienne. They feel more like floor plays than super upside plays. But team construction wise, this is pretty good. Markov goes JT, Genty, Devontae Smith, Javonte Williams. I mean, Javonte Williams in the 4th round. I mean, how the hell does that even happen? Carnell Tate, Jaden Stormy Daniels, Makai Lemon, Alec Pierce, Wanda Robinson, Casey Concepcion, Dallas Goddard, Tajay Spears, and Emmanuel Wilson. Oh, it already filled? God damn, you guys are good. Okay, let's here, I'm gonna put this over here, and then I'm gonna randomize the teams. Hit randomize. Boom. And then I'm gonna turn 60-second clock at the beginning so that I could grade your guys' teams, and then we'll head on over to this draft. So I'm starting the other draft. I'm at pick 5. Okay. Jonathan Taylor, Ashton Genty. Oh shit, I gotta show this tab. Jonathan Taylor, Ashton Genty, Devontae Smith, Javonte Williams, Carnell Tate, Jaden Daniels, Makai Lemon. Oh, I already read the names off. I like this team. I like Jaden Daniels in the 6th. I'm not a big fan of Lemon. I'm not a big fan of Pierce, but if Pierce gets healthy and is in training camp, like, you're to feel really good about Pierce. So pretty solid. Rome goes CD, A-Chain, Brees Hall, Bucky Irving, Rome, J-Mo, Parker Washington, Michael Wilson, Dak Prescott, JCM, Ferguson, Coleman, Boutte. Me and Rome definitely draft pretty differently. He likes Brees Hall. He likes Bucky. I don't. He likes J-Mo. I don't. So in my opinion, that's why it's not my favorite, but I love the CD A-Chain start. And the other draft started, by the way, just so you guys know. So, Polizzi, you are up on the clock. But I don't love those guys, but overall, I mean, even though he drafts slightly different with those players, I do like the late round JCM. I like Ferguson late. I like Rome, Adunze. He got his own guy. He got himself. So I feel pretty good about that. And then team 11 is Omarion Hampton, Chase Brown, Lad McConkey, Egbuka. Okay, wait, I'm back up on the clock on this other one, so let's just do this real quick. We're going to go McCaffrey, best player available. And then we'll go back here. Hampton, Chase Brown, McConkey, Egbuka, Tyler Warren. Love the start. Watson, Herbert. Again, this is another team right here. This is like one of my favorites because they drafted just like how I did. You feel like your team is pretty average? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say, again, I don't like Brees Hall or Bucky Irving, though. And if I did, I probably would have ranked it higher. But I do like Dak that you got late. I like that you stacked him with Ferguson and CD. And I love the A-Chain CD start. I think that could be, those guys alone could carry you. Hampton, Chase Brown, Lad McConkey, Egbuka. Oh, we already graded this one. I love this one. And then the truth went Justin Jefferson, James Cook, Ted McMillan, Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, RJ Harvey, Stephon, Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard. I don't like this team at all, strictly because I don't like RJ Harvey, and I think you're reaching hard taking him in the 6th. And I have questions about Garrett Wilson and Mike Evans, but I do like the Kittle likely stack, and I like the Dart Goff stack too down there. So you started off well through 3 rounds and kind of faded away there, if I'm being honest with you. But again, just because I don't like your team doesn't mean your team can't be great. I'll always say that. I will always say that. It's crazy how fast it filled up. Yesterday, the final draft that we did took like 5 minutes to fill. Today, filled within 2 seconds. Wouldn't let me in. Yeah, if you don't click on that link like instantly, you're probably not going to get in. And especially as we get later on in the summer, and it sucks, obviously. I wish I could get all of you guys to join every single draft because that would be the most fun, but we can't do like a 100-person draft, you know? And I'm in. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. All right. After this draft, though, we are done. We're not going to do a third draft, or I mean, this is our third draft, but we're not going to do a third sleeper draft because I need to go to bed. I got stuff to do tomorrow. You know, I got videos to make, and then next week, probably start making 2 videos a day. I'm going to stream too. I mean, we're going to be real busy. We're going to be locked in. Should I draft 2 elite running backs in the first 2 rounds, or should I try to get Warren or Ramondre or guys? So if you go running back heavy early, you should be taking shots on upside guys later, not like Warren or Ramondre. You should be drafting like Harvey or Brooks if you go running back early. Feels like 8 to 12 is always the action-packed section of the first round. I agree that I love picking back here. I love it. And I see a lot of people make these like videos that are like, what are the best draft picks in 2026? And they grade them and they tier them off. No one seems to like 10, 11, or 12. And I think those are like my favorite picks. But maybe that's just because I'm biased and I like the double running back start, right? Like we see Hampton Genty here and we see James Cook, Chase Brown. I like that. I like that. I mean, even so, like CDA chain, if Jefferson works, Jefferson Barkley, you're feeling great about it. Richard gets a Mon-Ra AJ Brown. That feels good. That feels good. Burden, Egbuka, McConkey, and Waddle rank them. So my favorite would be Egbuka, Uga, Buga, Egbuka. It would be Egbuka, it would be Waddle, it would be McConkey, then Burden. Getting those running backs in the beginning of round 2 is major. It's really just because the running backs that are back here just have so many more question marks. Like, unless you're like a big Kenneth Walker guy or Jeremiah Love guy, the running backs back here, disgusting. Now, we could go Derrick Henry. We could go with the Unk backfield. We did that yesterday. We went Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. So we won't do that this time because I don't want to do the same thing every single time we do a mock draft. Plus, I treat all these like the real drafts, even though they're not. And if I did 2 drafts and started them both Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and one of those guys get hurt, I'd feel like a fucking idiot. So Bridges' team is basically what can Brown do for you? That's how I started my last team, right? We did Amon-Ra and AJ Brown. The 9 or 10th pick in a 12-team league is nasty this year. I agree. I do think, though, by far, the teams that I feel the best about come from pick 1 and 2, though. Like, if I could pick, and I'm sorry about clicking on that like a million times, if I could pick in my home league, if it was a redraft, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, 2 flex, I want pick 1 or 2. Most ideal by far, because like a lot of the time, like we all like Rice. It seems like all of us like Rashee Rice. That's what it seems like. Now, maybe some of you guys are like, Nick, fucking press the brake. I don't like Rashee Rice. That's fair too. But it seems like as a community here, the people that are in the streams every night, you guys seem to like Rashee Rice. So he's going to go earlier than like in your home league where he might go into the 3rd round. How do you feel about Devonta Adams this year? I love him. Has Nico Collins ever played a full season? Let's see. He pretty much plays all the games except for like 2 every year. Let's see. Nico Collins player profile. And I know I probably just got darker because I pulled up something on the other screen. Player profiler. All right. And let's switch tabs real quick. He has played 15, 12, 15, 10, 14. So your answer is he has never played a full season. You are correct. 01, 02 is OP. How do you overtake the Sonic or the Falcon? No one should be taken ahead of them. Maybe Josh Allen, actually, like last draft. I mean, let's be real. I think if McCaffrey was younger, people would be taking McCaffrey 1 or 2. Okay, we're back up on the clock here. Josh Jacobs still available at receiver. Like I feel like we're kind of pulling up a receiver. Trey McBride's still available. Like you guys just seem to either love taking both tight ends early or one of them just falls pretty far. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. Again, like I'm going to keep it real with you guys. If Josh Jacobs gets suspended, which I don't think he will this season, what I mean by that is like I think he could get suspended next season. No change with the legal situation. Will practice Wednesday. Josh Jacobs will be practicing on Wednesday. Nothing has changed with legal situations from 5 days ago. But like, if Josh Jacobs gets suspended, I have drafted far too much Josh Jacobs. I have talked up far too much Josh Jacobs. If that happens, I'm going to look foolish. But I don't think he's going to get suspended this year because, again, I said this earlier, the NFL works so slow with those things. What day are you supposed to do your home league? My main home league draft, the Superflex draft, I want to have the video out for you guys to watch, August 22nd at night. The closer you can get to the season, the better. But August 22nd was the best date for all of us. I think that's a fine time to draft. Preseason starts this Thursday. So, very fair to be drafting the 22nd. Let's see. The 22nd would be the weekend of preseason week 2, because technically the Hall of Fame game is its own thing. It's not, week 1. There's 3 weeks of preseason. So if you're drafting during the second week of preseason, that's fine. Drafting right now, I would say, would be a little early. Like, I mean, listen, I pay attention to fantasy all summer. I fucking am talking about fantasy all summer. I feel like I have a big advantage right now over my friends. Obviously, they're going to have a significantly more information on August 22nd, Would you take Bijan in London in a home league? I did it last year. So, yes. Good luck, Richie Rich. Yes, sir. Same for me. Me too on the 22nd. Love that. Took the year after for Rice and Kamara. Yeah, it does take a while. It does take a while. You should do a draft with Caleb if you're not already. I like you two competing versus each other. I should honestly do a mock draft with Caleb. Like I should get Caleb on here to do one with me. Um, Caleb's really funny. He's a nice guy. I talk to him all the time, like on text. I should get him on one of these streams. Now he's a father. You know, he is a child. He doesn't live in the Eastern Standard Time zone. I'm like 99% sure. So I could try to get him on a stream. Maybe we rip like one sleeper mock draft together. Then he can, you know, take care of his children, you know, or his child. But Caleb's a nice guy. If you guys watch Caleb, he's on the 4for4 fantasy football YouTube channel. He's a great guy. You know. Oh, fuck. Tyler Warren and Loveland and McBride in the third round. Now, any of you guys that are super plugged in to these mock drafts, I'm not talking about like an underdog draft because I don't think that would ever happen. How has anyone seen this happen in the in the third round? Loveland, McBride, and Warren all go. I've never seen that before. But I guess you learn something new every day, don't you? Doing these, you learn something new. No way, he looks like a freshman at most. That's funny. That is funny. I get Loveland going in the third. Like, I think some people, like my friend Danny, he's super high on Coastal Loveland, but Warren in the third is absurd, man. It's absurd. I get it, though. It's one of those FOMO picks. You know what I mean? Like, Loveland goes, oh, shit, maybe Warren won't be back by the time I get to the 4-2. Oh, maybe Warren won't fall back to the 5-11, right? People get nervous. People get sweaty. I get it. It happens all the time. Loveland is a stud. I agree with you. I just think most of the time you can wait on Loveland. Now, again, some people are way more aggressive than I am. I consider myself, I'm a pretty aggressive drafter. Like, I'm getting my guys. And I think deep down, that's how you should play fantasy. Like, you should want to get the guys that you want in your fantasy team, even if you have to reach slightly. But early on in the draft, I try to stay on the rails, right? Not reach super hard. Because I think that could come down to bite you in the ass if you're reaching way too hard early on. All right, we got McCaffrey, Nico, and Jacobs. I like this start. Now, the question is, do we go RB or receiver? We're going to go receiver. And we're going to get our guy, Devontae Adams here. It's a reach. He should be going in the 5th round. I get it. But Devontae Adams is my guy. He scored 1 million touchdowns last year. Nick, he's old, this, that, and the other thing. I don't give a fuck. Sometimes elite players that are old still work out. Ask Christian McCaffrey. Ask Derrick Henry. Josh in the 4th round is a bargain. Always the first quarterback off the board. Yeah, it's super interesting. Like I said in the last draft where Josh Allen went in like pick 4. Depending on your league, Josh Allen could be a 1st round pick all the way down to like a 5th round pick. And sometimes you see Josh Allen go and then instantly Lamar goes. Sometimes you see Josh Allen go and then there's like a 2-round buffer between Josh Allen and Lamar or Joe Burrow, whoever the QB2 is. The tier gap between Bowers and McBride to every other tight end is so much this year. I disagree. I have Bowers as my clear tight end 1. Tier 1. Tier 2 is McBride and Loveland. After that, that's where the tier break to me is after Loveland. The reason why I have Bowers over Trey McBride, I've said this so many times, but it's because if they bench Jacoby Brissett, which I'm not saying is 100% going to happen. I think there's like a 60% chance that happens, and they go to Carson Beck because they suck and they just want to see what happens with Carson Beck. Then I think McBride's value could fall off the edge of the earth. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he could. And that's as much of a worry to where I clearly want Bowers over McBride. Bowers could lead the league in targets. I mean, that wouldn't be that crazy. Where would you draft Brock Bowers? I don't like taking tight end early in a 12-team league. In a 10-team league, I love doing it. But around here, like where he went, the 2-9, if you want to take him there, that's perfectly acceptable to me. Again, would I do it? Like, I like Neighbors more than him. I like Henry more than him. But, like, if I took Bowers instead of Collins, that would be fine with me. So, that range, like the end of the 2nd round, is where I'm fine taking him. Adams is a great pick. I agree. Fast, but a lot of people will say that's a reach. A lot of people say it's a little too early. Nick, that's too early. Okay, we have great running backs, so we need receiver value here because, again, I'm not really fiending for any of these running backs at this point. Tootin goes at the 4-12 to Skilly. We're going to go receiver. Mike Evans questionable, obviously, with the minor quad strain. Still minor, nothing major yet, but still kind of worried. Let's go Rome. We haven't taken Rome Odunze much, and I do definitely prefer Carnell Tate, Christian Watson to Rome Odunze. But I will say again, we take those guys all the time, and you guys would be so bored to hear me take the same guys every time. And you do want to diversify for doing multiple teams. Bowers over Nico's is bold. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I think in a lot of casual, like the average league, I actually think Bowers will get drafted above Nico Collins. Let's pull up ADP right now. Fantasy football ADP. So this is gonna be like an aggregate of ADP from Fantasy Pros. Bowers picked 22. Nico Collins picked 26. So this is like an aggregate of a couple of sources. And I'll just show you on the screen. This is going to flashbang you. Close your eyes, everybody. Brock Bowers. So this is from ESPN, Sleeper, CBS, RT Sports, all this. Bowers picked 22. This is full PPR. Nico picked 26. So I definitely, oh shit, I completely closed out of that. So just completely shut it off. I completely think that it's not that bold. Even if maybe you feel it's bold, I'm just saying, like, I don't think the general consensus would be that super bold. Why do you like taking quarterback, taking tight end early in 10-man over 12-man? Just because in a 10-team league, like, even your grandma that you're playing against, right? She can draft great running backs and receivers in a 10-team league. It's just easier than a 12-team league. So inherently the onesie positions are more important, right? Just like if you're in a 12-team league that only has one flex and two receivers, the tight end position is more important because it makes up a larger portion of your starting lineup. I would only take Bowers if he falls to me in the third. That's fair. That's fair. The unks in the league still thinking, doing their thing and getting paid like it, but I think there's maybe 2 years of those guys before Father Time hits them. I mean, the one thing is, like, sometimes some guys are just immortal. Like, obviously, eventually, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, these older guys, Devontae Adams, they will eventually fall off. But I'm just riding the train until the wheels fall off, man. Bowers can get you 18 from the tight end spot. He could score 25 points. He could average 20 plus points. Wait, and get these quarterbacks like Stafford and Goff later rounds. I mean, I agree with you, but the problem is like I feel so much better about like Dak every week than I would about those guys or, you know, Brock Purdy. But I get your sentiment. I mean, like in my league, if a bunch of quarterbacks went and I was stuck with Goff or Stafford, like I'd feel fine about it. Kelsey in his prime, how is he not going in the first? I don't know, man. People are forgetting. A lot of people forget. Yeah, make sure you guys are in the Discord. I really wish I could figure out how to get the fucking, like, your guys' messages to just be slightly smaller. May have to watch, like, some YouTube video about it. Because I feel like if I can make it a little bit smaller, it wouldn't cover my whole face, but, you know. Oh, wait, hold up. Visual effects? No, never mind. That's not how you do it. I thought that you could do it differently. All right, let's remove this from my face, though. And make sure you guys are on the Discord. Are you doing another sleeper? No, because I live on the East Coast. By the time this is over, it's going to be 11, and I want to go to bed because I have stuff to do tomorrow. Got videos to make. Any rushing upside quarterback is more valuable than no rushing upside. I agree. I feel like all the Titans are sleepers, to be honest with you. Dude, I agree with you on Carnell Tate and Wandale. I don't want anything to do with the running backs, though. All right, we're back up. 10-second draft. I guarantee you everyone will auto pick, so it's not even worth it. Plus, I do actually just want to go to bed when this is done. But we could try a 10-second mock draft one time. That would be funny. Tight end is like I feel like I could wait for Laporta. Obviously, now that I said that, someone's just gonna take Laporta. But in my home league draft, I'd probably just wait. And like I don't feel like taking Jalen Warren. He's just like a little safe, you know. Let's go receiver here. Pull up Parker Washington. I mean, I do think Jordan Tyson or Marv would have been fine there too, or Michael Wilson, Sutton. But I'm feeling the Parker Washington hype, man. I'm feeling it. Is Hurts in the 6th the reach? No, not at all. That's a great value for Hurts. CD, A-Chain, Kyron, Waddle, Swift, Hurts. Great start. Team 1 and 12 are the best so far. I like Team 12. Team 1 is Bijan at Skilly. George Pickens, Chris Olave, Tootin, DJ Moore. I like that too. I like that a lot. Is Malik in round 2 a reach? It depends by round 2 if you mean like over here in round 2, like pick, you know, early here, or if you're talking about back here. If you're talking about back here, no. Up here, yes, it would be a reach. 10-second draft would be just a Q draft for anybody who wants to succeed. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, what is brutal? I don't know if you guys have noticed this too, but like if you're doing your mock drafts on here, right? And like all the ones that we do are a minute or 30-second pick clock. And then you get to your home league where like it's a minute and a half or 2 minutes. It feels like you are waiting forever. Like if you're, at the beginning or at the end, it feels like you could like get up, go solve a math equation, do your taxes, take a piss, come back, and you're still not on the clock. Obviously, not as much the case early on, but later, like people really dragging. Yeah, I knew fucking Laporta was gonna go. You bastard, taking Laporta on me. You fuck. It's a joke, obviously, but yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Do you guys have Rita's by you? I don't know if Rita's is like a New Jersey thing, and maybe that's just stupid because I've never seen a Rita's in a different state, but it definitely probably exists everywhere. It's like an ice cream place, but it's not really ice cream; it's frozen custard. I got this Reese's peanut butter thing. It was so good. It was so good. And I'm a fat ass, obviously, so I do like ice cream. Loveland Burden went way earlier than Rome. Well, isn't Rome the wide receiver one? No, I think Burden is the wide receiver one on paper. Sure didn't look like that at the end of the season. Yeah, I agree with you. At the end of round 2, definitely not a reach from Leak. Definitely not a reach. Okay, we're about to be back up again. About to be back up. Laporta goes, Fanning goes. So we're kind of in like the tight end dead zone, like where like sure I like Kittle, but round 7 is a little sweet. You know what I'm saying? So probably gonna go receiver here or running back. I mean, Burrow at pick 58. I mean, it's hard to deny. It's hard to deny. But at the same time, like I know how good the value is later that I always feel like an idiot when I draft Burrow because I just like the value so much later. At running back, none of these guys are really calling my name in the 7th round. So let's just go receiver. Let's just go receiver. We got Nico, Adams, Rome, Parker, Washington. So this is the kind of team where you can take Godwin to be a little bit safe. But fuck that safe bullshit. Let's go with Michael Pittman. Let's go Michael Pittman. I don't love Michael Pittman in the 7th round, but again, I don't think he's coming back to me. And I'm starting to like Michael Pittman more, but I fell for DK last year and that didn't work. But I do think Mike McCarthy is going to try to get the Steelers to throw the ball more. When will you be streaming mocks again? 100% Sunday night. Without a shadow of a doubt, we will be live Sunday night. Could be live tomorrow. Definitely not going to be live on Wednesday. I'd give Wednesday like a 5% chance. Friday, Saturday, probably going to be the most difficult days. But tomorrow, I'd give it like a 50% chance we're live tomorrow. 50% chance. Normally, if you're in the Discord, which Spock has linked a zillion times, and I'll link right now. If you're in the Discord, typically beforehand, I will say I'm going to stream. I didn't do that tonight because I forgot. But yeah, normally I just send it in the Discord like 10 minutes before. Hey, I'm going to stream. It is here in Florida. Okay. What do you think the best drafting position is in a 12-team league? I still think 1 or 2 are the best, or the end of the draft. A lot of people will disagree with me though on that. What I would do to determine what your favorite pick is do a bunch of mock drafts against bots and just go picks 1 through 12, and then you'll quickly figure out which ones you don't like and which ones you do like. Wish I didn't take Lamar, but if I knew Burrow would fall to 7th. Well, to be honest with you, Brian, the odds that Burrow falls to 7th in most leagues is probably low. Again, I do think that based on the people that we are drafting with, right? We're drafting with people that are super into fantasy, right? It's early August. This group of us are much less likely to pull the trigger on Joe Burrow in round 5 compared to the average person. So in your home league, the odds that you're sitting here and Joe Burrow is still available, I would say is like very low, unless you're in a league with a bunch of like super sharp people. And I'm not even saying Joe Burrow falling this far sharp. Like someone's going to take him, right? Someone has to take him. I almost took him, and I don't even like taking quarterback that early. So someone's going to do it. He might get into round. He should get into round 8, right? Because the people right here Troy has a quarterback, so Aya can wait, take a running back or receiver, whatever he wants, and then go quarterback here. Mike Pissman, that's crazy. That's crazy. Chase Brown or A-Chain? I have A-Chain ranked 1 spot ahead of Chase Brown. Chase Brown's safer, though. Nick told us he was mocking through the metaphysicality. I did. I actually did. That's true. That's true. I went into your guys' brain and told you what to do. I astral projected into your room last night and whispered into your ear and told you. Have you guys ever gotten sleep paralysis? I used to get sleep paralysis all the time. I was in my buddy's dorm room at Rutgers. Both of my friends dormed together, and I did not go to Rutgers. I went to a smaller college, and I would go there all the time. And I was sleeping on his bed with him in bed, of course. And it was like 7 p.m. So we were watching the UFC. So I was taking a nap because we drank too much in the afternoon, and I got sleep paralysis where I couldn't move. And it was probably the scariest thing ever because I used to get sleep paralysis all the time, and you have to like move your hands to like wake up. And my friends thought I was having like a stroke. They thought they had to call the police or something, or like an ambulance. It's pretty funny. Hey man, Nick, what's good, man? What's up, man? How are you doing, Justin? What's your favorite fantasy player of all time? That's a great question. That's a great question. It's probably vintage Arian Foster, to be honest with you. Or yeah, probably vintage Arian Foster from back in the day. I used to love Arian Foster. His claim to fame was Cooper Kupp, yeah, but my best call definitely was Cooper Kupp. Those were the same friends that I told, those friends that I was having sleep paralysis in the room, the same friends I told about Cooper Kupp. They bring it up all the time. They love it. They love the Cooper Kupp story. Okay. At some point, someone's going to have to take RJ Harvey, but not me. We're going to go JK Dobbins. Keep one. T-Mac in the 4th, Igbuka in the 5th, JD 5 in the 6th. I'd go Igbuka in the 5th. Just think Igbuka's probably going to go in the 4th in most leagues, so you're getting a 1-round discount. T-Mac could go in the 4th round. JD 5 probably goes in the 5th or the 6th round, so I think your best discount is on Igbuka. That's who I would prefer to keep. That is who I would be keeping. All right. Feel pretty good about our team. McCaffrey, Nico, Josh Jacobs. We got Adams. We got Adunze. We got Parker Washington. We got Pittman, Dobbins. I know Pittman's a bit of a reach. Washington's a bit of a reach, but just try to get receivers that I like. Swift, Monungai stack, thoughts. I genuinely prefer to just draft one running back per backfield. Now, obviously, there are rare instances where you can actually play both. For instance, the Dolphins with like A-Chain and Mostert. But I mean, I like both Swift and Monungai, the players. It's just like Monungai cannibalizes too much from Swift for me to love Swift, and vice versa, obviously, because Monungai can't get enough touches because Swift is there. Nick, if you got sleep issues, you need a major dose of vitamin D's nuts. What a joke that was. You got me good, honestly. I already knew you said that because I read it like a minute ago when you sent it, and it was funny. I just couldn't acknowledge that was funny, you know? Can't let you get one over on me. Dr. Delirious is such a fire name, by the way. That is such a sick name. Dr. Delirious. Untrust Us, that's also a sick name. I feel like Notorious is a cool name, but I mean, I made it, so obviously I think it's cool, but it's not the greatest nickname. Not the best. I was honestly surprised when I made my account that there was no other Notorious Fantasy, but I guess that's just because when I started making videos, it was so long ago. Like I was like 19, I'm now 27. Getting old. Gonna have a kid soon enough, you know? Not on the way, but eventually. Pushing 30, I'm getting old as hell. I like Adrian Peterson. My dad drafted Adrian Peterson his rookie year, and my dad will tell me that 3,000 times. My boys, I still love McGregor. It's okay, bro. It's okay. It is until everyone calls you Dr. Delirious because they can't read. Dr. Delicious, I mean. Sorry, I can't laugh too hard. My wife is sleeping upstairs, but that's hilarious. How early would you reach for Hampton? The earliest I'd take Hampton is probably like 111, 110. I mean, I'm fine. If you want a 1.9, it's fine, but for me, Cam Newton MVP season was fantasy crack. I remember that. We've had a lot of good calls on the channel, calling players that would be good. We've also had some very wrong calls in the past. I think, like, historically, my video that I released in August that says bust on it, the guy that's on the cover has always smashed. Saquon Barkley, 2024. I was like, oh, that guy's a fucking bust. And he was the RB1. Last year, it was James Cook, I think, on the thumbnail.
He was not a bust. But that made another one, and Mike Evans was on the cover, and he was a bust. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Okay, we still don't have a tight end, but again, we're in the dead zone of tight ends. But at this point, Kittle is acceptable at the 9.5, so we'll take him. Assuming that he's able to stay healthy, I like Kittle a lot. I like Kittle a lot this season. But again, you always risk the, he comes back and he starts slow, and then maybe you cut him, which I would not advise, but some people may cut him too early, and then like by week 5 he's like the tight end 1 and you feel like an idiot, or like the tight end 3. But that's kind of the risk we are going to be taking. The risk we are willing to take. My phone, I don't know about any of you guys, how many of you guys follow like the beat reporters on Twitter, but my phone during the day when training camp is going on, it buzzes so much that it's like scary. Like I think I'm getting like an Amber Alert, like someone got abducted near me. That's how much it's fucking buzzing. Favorite late round wide receivers? What do you mean by late round? I only ask you that because some people will be like round 7 on his late rounds. Some people will be like, you need to be talking round 11 on. Some people say 10. You never know. And I don't want to start listing off like super late round receivers, and then you'd be like, oh, actually, like round 7 or later, and then it's like, oh, I could have just said Quentin Johnston, Alrighty. We are going to need a quarterback at some point. 9+. Okay. All right. I mean, Debo would definitely be one of them. I like Higgins. I like Concepcion. I like Coker. I like Shaheed. I like Naylor. I barely knew her. And I also like Trey Tucker, who goes later. Josh Downs goes around round 9. Depends. I think a lot of people, myself included, will pull up Josh Downs much earlier than round 9. Like round 8-ish, I would say. Maybe even round 7. Is Downs still on the board? Where did he go? Downs. His ADP is 122. He's going to go higher than that, though. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine in most leagues with people that know what they're doing that he goes that far back. Where'd he go? He went in the 8th round in this one, which is very fair. All right, we still don't have a QB. We kind of always wait on QB. So in one of these mocks, I'm going to have to take a quarterback early. And I mean, I did that a couple mocks ago, and I just said I hated it. Like, I just don't like doing it. But it's all preference. Some people like having that safety net of a great quarterback like Josh Allen. Dak is still available. So is Purdy. Oh, these teams don't have quarterbacks. I feel like this is the point where some people are going to start pulling the trigger on quarterbacks. So let's go Trevor. Again, if you like Dak better than Trevor, fine. It's like, to me, I just want one of those guys. Dio was the healthiest 49ers receiver. True. Debo is going to be a fan favorite. I think Debo still is a fan. Actually, who's the healthiest? Brandon Ayuk. Maybe not in the head. He might not be the healthiest, but on paper, he's healthiest. What's up, Ty? How you doing, man? How are you doing? If we can finish these next 3 rounds in the next 6 minutes, we can finish stream before 2 hours, which I doubt will happen. But what's up, Ty? You're catching the end of the stream. We are going to hop off after this because I don't want to be streaming until like 12 a.m. A couple of years ago, I did a 12-hour live stream. What I will tell you about that is no one should ever be streaming for 12 hours plus, like doing fantasy drafts. I was losing my mind because, when you're just talking for that long, like you just like start going off on random tangents. Like I go off on random tangents, and we've been talking for an hour and 56 minutes. Like we were talking about all types of crazy stuff on that stream. To this day, the thing that haunts me is taking Ayuk over Debo in 2023. Well, I'll put the 60-second clock on. We need to handcuff them. Yeah, that is true. I'll put on the 30-second clock. That's true. Again, I wish Sleeper would offer a 45-second clock or a 40-second clock. And it's like their options are like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. Like, why is there no like healthy in the middle, You did a 24. I think I only did a 12-hour live stream. I think we did 12 hours, and it was tough. It was very hard. I would never do that again. Never. Now, actually, I would do that again. Like, if the stream the whole time would average like 1,000 people, I would obviously do that again, you know. Not that I am, you know, unappreciative of you guys watching now. So I don't want to sound like that because I am not. I am very appreciative of you guys. But you get what I mean, right? If you're gonna be putting your body to sit there for 24 hours and you're drinking and eating shit on stream, like it's got to be worth it, Okay, we need some more running backs. Let's go Keaton Mitchell. Dirty Sanchez, great drink. Just a quick 24-hour stream, yeah. YouTube doesn't even let you do 24 hours, so it would be a 12-hour live stream that would end because YouTube only lets you do 12 hours, so it would end at 12 hours, and then I would just restart again. So technically, it would be 24 hours, but there'd be like probably like a minute gap while I start up the next stream. But yeah, I mean, I'm a married man. I don't got time to do a 24-hour live stream. Like maybe if I was like starting off doing this, and I was like I imagine myself as like 18 right now, then yeah, I would do it probably because I back then I didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have a wife, didn't have as much things that I need to get done. Back then I was in college or in high school. Right now, I guess if I was 18, I would be going into college. Let's hop on Twitch, the Notorious Thon. I would love to stream on Twitch, to be honest with you, but Twitch rules are crazy. Crazy. So you can't really say anything out of the ordinary. Now, obviously, because I'd have like 5 viewers on there, it wouldn't matter. But if I was to get bigger, you would not be able to say certain things. All right. All right, we got 4 receivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers. 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs. Okay, so we need more receivers on this team. I'll start the hype train. I think I'm gonna release like membership plans that are way cheaper, just for people that want to support. Like a $5 thing, so people could just become members just for funsies. And it's not $10. Probably gonna end up doing that because we've been streaming, and I feel like maybe a couple people will do that. I am subscribed to no one on Twitch. The only person that I'm subscribed to is Los Polos on Kick. I love that fucking guy. That guy's so awesome. I'm not a big stream guy. Like I like watching fantasy football live streams. Like during the day, if people are live streaming, I just watch them do drafts. I don't even care if I've ever watched the person before. I'll be watching like a stream that has 3 viewers in it, and normally I don't comment on the streams. I just leave them up on the side. I imagine that's like the experience of a lot of people here, right? Not everyone's typing. A lot of people, I might just be like chilling on your phone while you're laying down. It might be on your TV, might be on your phone. Just picked Ollie, dude. Ollie Gordon got the straight up suck from the coaching staff today. Did you guys see this? He's an every down ability in Ollie Gordon. What are they going to do? Trade him? Is that why he said that? All right, we need more receivers. Fuck, I did not mean to take him, but he's fine. I did not mean to take him. I meant to click out his thing, but that's fine. I like Antonio Williams. On paper, he's the wide receiver 2 in Washington, but I still think Diggs is going to be on the Commanders. I still think that would probably be my best guess as to who's going to be on the Commanders. I haven't even really been watching the draft these last few drafts, just sitting here yapping. That's fine. That's what I think a lot of people do. Some people are just sitting here chilling, watching. Some people are just sitting here, not even paying attention to the draft, just typing. That's what I do in some of the streams where I know the person who's streaming. Like if the FSE guys are streaming, I'm just talking to them through the chat, not even really paying attention to what they're doing. Or if Caleb is streaming, I'll talk to Caleb. All right, Dr. Delicious over here, fucking on auto pick. That's a joke, obviously, because he said that before, so I thought that'd be funny. Called him Dr. Delicious. My Discord just went off. What was that? What the hell was even that? I don't know. I don't know what that was. What's your favorite draft strategy this year? Double hero RB. you're just paying attention to Richard. That's fair, dude. Richard's been drafting well. Richard though does like Breece Hall and ETN, who I don't. Someone's got to like him, right? Not everyone can agree every single take with me, which is fair. I prefer when you guys don't necessarily agree with everything that I say because then it's more of an interesting combo, a convo. Okay, we're back up on the clock here. We need one more running bike on this team. And let's go Joe Mixon. Did you guys read Joe Mixon maybe like shot himself or something? Remember Caleb Johnson, guys? Yikes. Let's go Tank Bigsby. I do love ETN. Andrews is on the board. I mean, I already have Kittle, so I'm not taking another tight end, but if we're in late August and Kittle is not back at camp, right? And there's like rumors maybe he's gonna miss week 1, I do like ETN. Yeah, I mean, someone does gotta like him. And look, I don't even hate ETN. I don't, but I'm just more of like ETN to me just kind of feels like, a high-end RB2, mid-range, or low-end RB1. He doesn't, to me, strike fear. Like, if I'm going up against ETN, I'm not like, fuck, dude, ETN's going to beat the shit out of me in fantasy. I'm like, okay, I'm playing against ETN. It is what it is. It'll be okay. That's just kind of what I mean, right? Like, he's not, like, ETN doesn't, to me, reek of league winner. Now, maybe he is, and I'm just wrong, right? Maybe Alvin Kamara does nothing. Maybe ETN catches all the passes. And maybe the Saints are such a wagon that whatever I'm saying doesn't matter and ETN scores 15 touchdowns, right? There's always that upside. So I'm not going to act like it's impossible for him to do it, but I just don't think it's very likely. You know what I'm saying? ETN is much sexier without Taysom, and yes, I do agree with that. I'm not touching with the Jets offense with a 12-foot pole. Me neither, bro. Cam Newton going. What a great pick that is. Oh, shit. I almost just knocked water all over my keyboard. I've done that so many times because I always drink. Like, I don't have like a bottle of water most of the time I stream. I drink out of a cup, and I have knocked it on the keyboard while I'm streaming multiple times. You guys would never notice because I just fix it, or I just leave it there. Fuck it, this keyboard's only like $100, which is a joke because I don't know why keyboards are so expensive, but I only like these keyboards that make so much noise, and I know it's probably annoying when I stream when I'm typing. Met romantically. Yes, make sure you guys are on the Discord. All right, so let's recap here. Team Skilly goes Bijan, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Byshaw Tootin, DJ Moore, Michael Wilson, Cortland Sutton, Aaron Jones, Romeo Dobbs, Woody Marks, Jackson Dart, Jake Ferguson, Dylan Sampson. I like this team. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs. Okay, so they got 5 running backs. That's fair. Yeah, I do like this team. I definitely would prefer to have a better tight end, though, if I'm keeping it real. Only $100, Mr. Moneybags. Dude, do you guys know how expensive fucking keyboards are? And I'm not talking about, like, if you try to buy, like, one of those super expensive gaming keyboards, like $200. That's what I'm saying, only $100, because I think I got this one on sale. It's a Steel Series, like, RGB keyboard. I don't have the lights on, like, that change a million different colors, because that is so distracting, in my opinion. Mine's just purple and red. Your favorite pick in the first 3, least favorite pick in the first 3 rounds? It's always Brees or Jeremiah Love. But Jeremiah Love went at 3-4. Kenneth Walker went at the 3-3, which is fair values for them. So it's Brees to me. Hall's either 0 or 100, 0 in between. I agree with you. Well, at least is your keyboard backlit, and the last round quarterback pick is a troll pick, I assume. LOL. No, I know. And yes, it is backlit. Okay, Gibbs. Henry. Oh, no, I already talked about this one. Or did I? No, I didn't. Gibbs, Henry, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Fannin, Chuba, Jacoby Myers, Brock Purdy, Jalen Coker, Chris Rodriguez, Trey Harris. I like it. I would have drafted a 5th running back, though. Puka, Malik Neighbors, Kenneth Walker. Again, I don't like Kenneth Walker in the 2nd round. Much more open to the idea in the 3rd round. Ted McMillan, David Montgomery, Jalen Warren, Sam Laporta, Stephon Diggs, RJ Harvey, Dak Prescott, Bijan Robinson, Zachariah Branch, and Stribling. I like the late round Stribling pick. Again, none of you guys really draft such bad teams where it's egregious. I like this team. Even though I don't like Kenneth Walker, I like this team. Jamar Chase from Dr. Delicious over here. Brock Purdy. Jeremiah Love, Zay Flowers. Lamar Jackson, Jordan Tyson, Rico Dowdle, Ramondre Stevenson, Jordan Mason, Mike Washington. Pretty early on Mike Washington. Tank Dell. Omer Gadsden and Aaron Gadsden, sorry, and Emmett Johnson. I like it. I like it. Even though, again, I think you reached a little bit. And actually, wait, hold up. No, you needed more receivers. And that's what happens when you take a quarterback and a tight end early. My team, of course, I love it. I love it. I love this start. My top 5 picks, I'm loving it. McDonald's style. I like this team a ton. Grimmy goes JSN, Rashi Rice, Trey McBride, Devontae Smith, Bucky Irving, Travion Henderson, Quentin Johnson, Jaden Stormy Daniels in the 8th round. Beautiful. Blake Corum, JCM, Khalil Shakir, Travis Hunter, Tajay Spears. This looks like a team that I would draft. Except for I don't really love Trey McBride, but in the 3rd round, you kind of just have to take him. And I kind of shit on Bucky all the time, but like in the 5th round, I get it. Right. And same with Travion Henderson, but in the 6th round, I get it, Jonathan Taylor, Drake London, Lad McConkey. Love this start. Cam Scatteraboo, Christian Watson. I mean, this is looks like I drafted the first 5 picks. Going a bit off script with Judkins, Alec Pierce, Justin Herbert the pervert, Jonathan Brooks, Jalen Naylor. I mean, I really like this team. You got some killer gaming keyboards on eBay. I always go to Micro Center or Walmart. Walmart always has so many deals. The monitor I have right now, I bought it a few years ago. It was $250, but I got it for like $70 on Black Friday at Walmart. It's like one of those curved 32-inch monitors. Because I'm blind, I need it. Like I don't wear glasses, but I am legally blind. So I need a big monitor. Mon-Ra St. Brown, AJ Brown, the Brown brothers, back to back. Brees Hall, Travis Etienne from Richard, Carnell Tate, BTJ, Chris Godwin, Joe Burrow in the 8th round, Kenneth Gainwell, Dallas Goedert, Zach Charbonnet, Omar Cooper, and Jonah Coleman. Again, I don't like Hall or Etienne, so I can't give Richard, the Sukala Mink here, but he's gonna like his team a lot because he likes Brees Hall and Etienne. Okay. I want to go build a PC, then see how much it costs. I bought my PC. My PC is I forgot what company I bought this from. I think it's iBuyPower. I bought it 2 years ago before like the prices of SSDs and all that stuff went up. My computer's like $1,800, $1,600, something like that. And I like my computer a lot, but computers are way more expensive now, which does suck. It does suck. I would wait, like if you want to buy a PC or build a PC, wait until Christmas time. That's when like everything's on sale. Too many mouths to feed for Jake Ferguson to be fantasy relevant. I'm fine drafting Jake Ferguson in redraft, but I mean in best ball. But I kind of agree with you in redraft. It's going to be tough to figure out when to start him. Omarion, Ashton Genty, Colson Loveland, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Jadarian Price, Malachi Lemon, Josh Downs, Rashad White, Xavier Worthy, Cyphers Allen, Alvin Kamara, Cam Newton. I mean, Cam Newton takes this team to an S ranking. But in all reality, Colson Loveland a little bit early at the 3-9, but I get it. To me, it's always tough to start off your team tight end quarterback in the first 4 rounds, just because like in a league where you could be starting 4 receivers, which obviously this team is not going to do because they have Price, they have Jet D, they have Hampton. So it's gonna be Evans at wide receiver 1, Lemon wide receiver 2, and then Downs in the flex, with Jadarian Price in the other flex. I just don't love it. I mean, I like the start a lot, but again, like if a guy like Lemon, who I'm down on, if Lemon is like clearly really good, like and is actually reliable, unlike what Devontae Smith and AJ Brown were in Philadelphia, like that's a great team. Diggles this time does not go with the QB early. He goes James Cook, Chase Brown, Igbuka, Javante. Amazing start in the first 4. Then goes Drake May. Well, again, I don't love Drake May this year in fantasy just because his schedule is more tough, and I will move myself actually to the left side of the screen, do the electric slide so you guys can see a little bit better. And I guess I won't actually edit this and expand myself. It is what it is because I'm only going to be here for a second. James Cook, Chase Brown, Igbuka, Javante. Love the start. Drake May, Tucker Kraft, Jaden Reed, Jordan Addison, Matthew Golden, Debo Samuel, Rashid Shaheed, Ollie Gordon, and then Washington. So this team perfectly executed what you should do if you draft 3 running backs early. You don't fucking touch running back until the end of the draft. Perfect execution there. Jefferson, Barkley. I mean, taking Tyler Warren in the 3rd round is just too high. And then he went with J-Mo and DK Metcalf, who I don't like. Same thing with Tony Pollard. But Caleb in the 9th, great steal. Sadiq, if it works out. And Sadiq is really as good as people think. And he's averaging like 15 points a game. And Tyler Warren's really good. Then it won't matter that he reached on Tyler Warren. But this is probably my least favorite team. Just because if you took Tyler Warren in like the 4th, you probably could have gotten him in the 5th, though, in all reality. Your team would just look so much better. CD, Achan, Kyron, Jalen Waddle, DeAndre Swift, Jalen Hurts, Kyle Pitts, Monangai, Casey Concepcion, Jaden Higgins, McMillan, Jennings, Braylon Allen. Love the start. I don't love Pitts, if I'm being real, but this team's fine. This is the team I like the least. But what I will tell you right now is, if Tyler Warren works, then it won't matter that you took him in the 3rd round, right? So I dislike taking him in the 3rd round because I just think that's like a huge reach when you could have gotten him 2 rounds later. But besides that, I mean, the team is perfectly drafted. Besides that, it's just like, it just hurts your team so much reaching up 2 rounds, in my opinion, that early on. And that's kind of what we were talking about early, where you don't want to reach super, like, a crazy amount that early on in the draft, right? I'm fine reaching, but, oh shit, sorry for swearing the mic. That early on is a little bit crazy to me. Just a little bit crazy. All right. Should JSN go over JT and St. Brown this year? I think he should go above JT, not St. Brown. Okay, we got to fix this. Boom. Going back to the bottom right. Yeah, just don't go on Timu. I think Gadsden, Kittle, and Trevor Lawrence are steals and underdog. I like Gadsden and underdog too at tight end 17. I need Chase Brown to fall to you for the trifecta. Micro Center is dope. I always love Micro Center. Sam's Club and Costco have good deals on TVs and monitors. I've bought, I think, every TV I've ever had from Costco or BJ's. RAM has gone up because of the data centers. Yes, RAM too. I think I said SSDs, but RAM too. Can't go wrong with the Costco, LOL. Rich sounds like he has got that executive membership. It looks like positions 8, 9, and 10 are really good this year. I agree with you. 1 and 12 are honorable mentions for sure. This is my first mock of many. Thanks for the advice. No problem. And again, listen, if I shit on your fantasy team, just so you know, I could be wrong, right? And you could be right, okay? So don't ever take anything I say to you guys to heart. Because just because I don't like your team doesn't mean it can't work. And also, like, sure, I know after this, like, this team goes nowhere, right? It's a mock draft, but if I don't like your late round picks, like, you can just pick other people up, right? Like, if these players don't work, like, you could trade the players too. Like, things happen. So I find it really hard to be like, oh yeah, these might be the best teams at the end of the draft, but teams change, right? Like, you guys watch, like, or in your guys' leagues, I don't know how trade heavy they are. Some leagues are super trade heavy. Your team could look so different from the day you draft to the day the season start. You could have a completely different team. So, and I'm not saying that to like glaze anyone or to be like, oh, I could just shit on you for free, right? And just be like, whatever, you know. But it really is true. Like, the waiver wire is such a key piece to actually winning fantasy football. I've always thought that. And you know what else is a key piece? Luck and not getting your guys injured. I'll hop back on here tomorrow night, and if you're on again, we'll run it back. Hopefully, no Dan, though. That party pooper, the Debbie Downer. Hope you guys have a good one. I appreciate all you guys. Join the Discord. I'm going to link it again. Bada bing, bada boom. Join the Discord. Have a good one. We'll be live once again, maybe tomorrow, but we're definitely going to be live on Sunday. Just so you know, Sunday is the best time for me to go live. I'm always free Sunday, basically. So we'll be live on Sunday for show. Maybe tomorrow. Definitely not Wednesday, but maybe tomorrow. So I love you guys. We're going to play some night driving music on the way out. Hope you guys have a great one. Good night. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Shout out to Spock. Shout out to everyone. Good night. Good night. Thank you guys all. Richard, thank you guys. Till next time. See you guys all. And you know what's great about doing these streams right now? There's no one crazy. And what I mean by that is, like, during the season, there's like people spamming. There's people saying crazy stuff. You know, early on in August, it's real chill. But once we get to fucking late August, people start going crazy in here. What's up, Dad? How you doing? Play Thames, dude. I can't play any music that's copyrighted. Otherwise, the channel's going straight to fucking 0. You know, stealing my YouTube channel. Good night, man. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you guys potentially tomorrow on stream. It's 11:15. I want to go to bed. Have a good one. Spock will be putting the hammer down the bots. He does. He's blocking everyone left and right. Appreciate you guys. Have a great one, and I'll see you guys potentially tomorrow, but I'll definitely see you in video. I just don't know if I'll see you guys on stream. Love you guys. Play some badge. Have a good one. Love y'all. Peace out. Bye-bye.